Hello and a warm Wiki Weekdays welcome to all the guys, gals, and non-binary pals watching. I am Lucas Holland, and the video you're about to watch is just a compilation of some of my favourite videos that I've covered when it comes to Marvel characters on Wiki Weekends. And maybe before you chill out to several hours worth of Karl and I talking fun about dumb Marvel things, you could just drop us a comment and let us know what some of your favourite Wiki Weekends videos were, and maybe just like some of the categories you'd like to see compiled together. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you. Welcome everybody to another episode of Wiki Weekends. I'm your host for this episode, Lucas Holland, and I'm joined, as always, by the lovely Karl Smallwood.
Hello.
And Karl, we are on another video where we ask our lovely patrons to help decide the topic.
I'm gonna guess, given your outfit, which is awesome by the way, I want to steal it.
Thank you.
And you stole my green screen, so next time at your house, that might disappear.
What green screen, Karl? I don't know what you're on about.
Oh, well, is it something comic related?
It is comic related, and I asked our fans to vote on like what I deemed a battle of the Gwens, so to speak.
So is it Gwen versus a concrete floor?
It was Gwen that failed a battle against a concrete floor, which is
10-0 matchup, right? Gravity and Gwen Stacy 10-0 matchup. Ooh.
Yeah. The Gwen Stacy that is deceased from Earth 616 was an option. Then we have Gwendolyn Stacy from Earth 65, which is Ghost Spider. Then we had Gwenpool and also Gwenom, and Gwenom's the same Gwen as 65, but like the video would have been more focused on like the Venom Gwenom aspect, right?
Yes.
I had some drip to give away the winner for this episode.
Give away then. It's like, oh, I want that.
No.
I love it.
I ain't giving this shit away because this is like one of the sickest jackets I own. And
what Lucas doesn't know is it's already mine.
It's like the cat ears don't help giveaway. It's like, how much more uncool would Gwen Stacy be if the HUD went up like this?
What?
You're the only friend I've ever really made after Peter died.
Well, the thing is, I don't know how it stays on the head when she's swinging around. Like, I'll put my hood up when it's a bit windy and it flies off my fucking head. Whatever tech she's got to keep that shit on her head is amazing.
That's like the best spider tech invented, right? Is just keeping a hood up.
Presumably it's just a bit of web, right? So have you ever heard that of like Spider-Man has like the weird sticky shit all over his body and he can use it to keep his mask on?
Oh, okay. So when people try to peel it off, it's like if he doesn't voluntarily like let it go, it just sticks to his face.
He can also put it on his back as well, which is how he can sometimes stick people to his back and swing around. It's like, wait, what? Well, we're not talking about Spider-Man.
We are not, but we are talking about Gwendolyn Stacy, Earth 65, also known as Ghost Spider in the like most recent iterations, and it's a little bit confusing because like I've heard her referred to as like Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy, so like I guess the wiki will be able to help out with that. As far as I'm aware, all that happened was like when Gwen Stacy got into a universe where there were other spider people, it's like, well, Spider-Man's already taken, Spider-Woman's already taken, I need something else, right?
Well, the thing is though, right, just say Spider-Man and then just refer to all of them at once, who cares? They're all Spider-Man, right?
Maybe you want specific credit for being like a better Spider-Man than Spider-Man, right?
Spider-Man, if he was smart, when like 14 other Spider-Man rocked up, would not tell anybody and would just let criminals think Spider-Man is fucking everywhere.
Yeah, that would be absolutely terrifying. It's like when we talked about Sue Storm, right? Just keep her name in like every single superhero team because she's the Invisible Woman. You don't know whether they're bluffing or not.
Yeah.
It's like, just say that Spider-Man is that fast that he's in like all of New York at once.
If there's like 4 Spider-Man and people see multiple Spider-Man, say, oh yeah, did you hear about the 45 Spider-Man who rocked up today? It's like, no crime. Done.
You roll a d20 and get whichever Spider-Man, or you like roll the 0 and Frank Castle turns up instead and just shoots you.
Listen, asshole. There's one of you and 6.
Why do people commit crime in New York? It makes no sense. Have you ever seen that, like the map of like, here's all the superheroes who operate in New York? And it's like, okay, so this is where the Punisher is, never go there. Do you like Mufasa's like, what's that over there? It's like, never go, you're a criminal, like a young aspiring criminal. So daddy, who are we going to rob today? Well, first you need to look at the city. What's that area over there with the sniper rifle scopes on it? That's Frank Castle's area. Never go there.
It's like, that's Hell's Kitchen. We don't touch Hell's Kitchen.
Have you seen the trailer for like the Daredevil and he's just fucking snapping people's knees off? It's like, yes! What? Finally, we've got a hero who's like, you know what? You can't commit crimes without legs.
Oh god, like I watched it and like literally one of those moments where you like can't look as I see him like jumping over to jump on that guy's leg and I'm like, no. Going all the way back to Gwendolyn Stacy here, Karl. We have quite a long quote attributed to Spider-Woman here. You're a good cop, Dad. You put on that badge and carry that gun because you know if you don't, someone who shouldn't will. When I put on this mask, I only did it because it freed me from responsibility. I thought I was special, and Peter Parker died because he tried to follow my example. I have to take responsibility for that, to make his death mean something, but I can't do it in a jail cell. This mask is my badge now. If I don't define what it means, monsters like this will. This is where I'm needed most.
So I'll be honest. It's no, with great power comes great responsibility.
It's not quite as catchy, is it?
I feel bad for like writers trying to write either new Spider-Man storylines where they explore his origins,
or reboots of Spider-Man for Peter Parker.
Yeah, the other Spider people, because every time they have to dance around with great power comes great responsibility, and it's just say that. Just say with great power comes great... It's a fantastic quote.
It's excellent. And I think they did an alright job in No Way Home, but I think in... Like, I've just got into the clip that I could find from, like, whichever Amazing Spider-Man it is. I think it's the first one, where they just absolutely butcher it. And it's like... They went in so many circles trying to just not say the quote.
But your father lived by a philosophy, a principle, really. He believed that if you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here. Not choice, responsibility.
I think it might have been Civil War when Tony introduces himself to Spider-Man. And they, again, have that, like, when I have the power to do something and I don't, then, you know, bad things happen. And that's fine. But, yeah, in No Way Home, I can't remember whether she straight up says it or says something a lot closer. But when Aunt May, you know, tells him...
She says, yeah. She says, with great power comes great responsibility. And do you know why I like that? Because when he meets Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, it's how they connect as Spider-Man.
Yes.
Because she says, well, when May dies, she said, with great power, bang, Peter Parker from the other universe, comes great responsibility. And they're like, why do they keep trying to not use the line instead of using it as a connecting moment for all the Spider-Men and Spider-Women of, you all lost somebody... And through whatever reason, you heard this quote.
Yeah, and it's similar to, like, the way that Across the Spider-Verse did it, right? With, like, the canon event of, like, you need to lose that one person that you give a shit about the most in your life.
And it needs to be something that you could have stopped to teach you that with great power comes great responsibility.
And whether that be Uncle Ben to Peter Parker or to Gwendolyn Stacy in Earth 65... that be your Peter Parker, because obviously this is like a kind of what-if scenario universe where it's like, oh, well, instead of Gwen Stacy dying in Peter Parker's arms, what if Peter Parker died in Gwen Stacy's arms and she was the Spider-Woman?
I couldn't save my best friend, Peter Parker. So now I save everyone else.
Tell me more about, like, Spider-Gwen now.
Well, we will get into, you know, the names and the aliases and hopefully band names belonging to Gwendolyn Maxine Gwen Stacy. Her current alias is Ghost Spider, and her previous aliases are Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, and Venom.
See, Spider-Gwen sucks as an alias because it's got your literal name in there. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I believe that's just, like, what they were using.
Editorial name, right? It's the editorial name.
And that's now presumably why they've got the alias of Ghost Spider, because you can't keep your fucking name in your alias, because the moment the public are like, oh, hey, it's Spider-Gwen, it's like, I wonder who the fuck that is.
Unless you're the Punisher. Where everyone just knows, like... One of my favourite things about the Punisher is that everyone knows it's Frank Castle. Which is actually kind of genius if you think about it, because it doesn't matter that people know who he is, because the fuck are they going to do about it?
I've also just realised as well, I'm very on brand for Sony right now, like drinking from a PlayStation cup.
Sony would approve, yes.
They would indeed, but yes. I'll go here because, you know, Ghost Spider does have some extra nicknames and like other aliases and stuff. Ghosty, Gwenum, Gwenny, Gwenny, different spellings, Gwenzel, Main Gwen, Spider of Ghosts.
I'd buy that album.
I'd buy an album from Spider of Ghosts.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
And then just, of course, Spidey. And then the other aliases are listed as Lisa Rogers, Radioactive Spider-Gwen. It's like, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Gwen, Radioactive Spider-Gwen.
Fucking guitar solo all day, let's go.
Oh, God. The Spider-Girl, Spider-Man, mistakenly in Earth 616, and I think that's when they're like, you need to think of your own fucking name. You can't just be mistaken for Spider-Man your entire life.
So I was thinking, but well, Spider-Gwen will have a clearly different silhouette to Spider-Man. There's like, she has assets that the regular Spider-Man doesn't, but at the same time, is any criminal going to notice which version of Spider-Man is whomping their ass and doing like a 45-hit combo while they're floating upside down?
Yeah, like when Spider-Man turns up in a different outfit, nobody questions it. It's like, that's Spider-Man. It's a guy swinging around and webbing people up. That's fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, doesn't matter what they're dressed like, that's clearly. Like, no other hero swings around like a spider and calls me a dipshit. As they power dunk me into the pavement at Mach 3.
Mm-hmm. We also have Stacy, Teenage Mutated Revenger Turtle.
That's tortured. I don't like that. That's like that took too much effort to get to.
Yeah. You got Tigra La Muerta Face.
So Tiger Death Face.
So
you know what? I'll buy
Tiger
that
Death
album.
Face. Yeah.
Tiger Death Face.
And Miss Woodley. That's a bit of a downer one to end on, but I do like Tigra La Muerta Face, or, of course, Spider of Ghosts. The affiliation that's most important, I guess, is like the Spider Society.
Which is terrifying, right? It's like, I don't like the Council of Reeds, because Reed Richards is a huge bell end. And all the Council of Reeds does is talk about how we should run the universe. The Council of Spiders is just when Spider-Man's like, I can't pay my rent. Can someone help me pay rent?
Oh,
it's like the group chat where it's like, kind of down on my luck a little bit. Can I just borrow a few Spider-Men?
I wonder what that group chat would be like if it was the case. Like, has anyone got any spare money for rent? And then every other person is also messaging the exact same thing. Of like, has anyone else got some rent money? I don't.
How many weekends do you think the council, like the Spider Council, has to help other Spider-Man move to a smaller apartment? That's like 90% of their daily activities, right? But also, can you imagine how fucking busted it must be if, like, you remember that council and you can call in another Spider-Man whenever you want?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. And there's also the Order of the Web, which I believe is, like, Madam Web related. Just clicking on that and seeing, like, the first picture where it's like, oh, here's, like, 6 different awesome-looking characters. Like, do you have a favourite Spider-Person design?
I'm classic. I'm old school. It's the black symbiote suit, but specifically the version Black Cat made for Spider-Man out of cloth.
Right, okay.
So it's the one where it has like the white patches on the outside of the fist made by Black Cat.
Not like the one actually made out of Venom symbiote, the one that's like, well, Venom's gone, but that was pretty sick look. Like, let's
what
make
Black
you
Cat
one,
says,
right?
yeah. Like, because Black Cat says black is sexier.
Mm-hmm. My favourite 2 that I can think of are probably... I really like both symbiote and a lot of different versions of, like, classic Spider-Man. Really like Miles Morales' design. I also really enjoy the Miles design from, like, Into the Spider-Verse, where it's, like, spray-painted to make his own version over the Peter Parker outfit.
Which is kind of cool, yeah.
That's a cool idea, but just both Ghost Spider and Silk are both, like, such sleek, cool designs. And I think
Silk is, a really great interpretation and innovation upon the, like, classic Spider-Man design. It shows how versatile he is as a hero, because there's almost every Spider hero has such a wildly different design, but as long as they have that spider on their chest and they strike that pose, that's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those things, right? Of like every time you play a Spider-Man game, it's like, oh, where are the 100 different outfits that I can pick from? Because Spider-Man just, as you say, it's so easy and difficult at the same time to like make a good spider outfit, where just a lot of them don't hit the nail on the head, but you can still recognize it's Spider-Man from just very basic things like the spider symbol and generally like some web patterning somewhere as well. Even one of the ones where like I don't really think it looks too much like a Spider-Man outfit, but it's still close enough that you recognize it as Spider-Man, is the Homecoming outfit, where it's just like him in like a hoodie and sweatpants and goggles and stuff, and it's like, but that still looks like Spider-Man even though it's so simple and different.
Gave you a choice. You chose wrong.
Oh, what the hell?
What's with the crappy costume?
Going back to Gwen Stacy's design, I think like not only do I love the colours used in the outfit, and I think like, you know, bits like on the arms and stuff, like it's just such a cool design. But
it shows what we mean of there's almost no Spider-Man colour scheme on there. I think it's purple in the comics, right?
In the comics it's purple.
Well, I've got like a picture of Ghost Spider up now, and it might just be the lighting, but it's white, purple, black with blue ballet pumps.
No, it is pink. It's got like a tinge of purple, but I think like the main image that they use on the Wiki page, like on the Marvel Wiki, it's just like purple lighting affecting the tone of the colour.
And the hood as well. Mm-hmm. The hood is a completely, like, you know, it's a not completely unique, but it is a radical departure from the classic Spider-Man, but you still recognise it, right?
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that like separates Ghost Spider's design from a lot of other Spider-Women, where just like the hood looks sick as fuck.
The hood is so good. So I think Spider-Woman has her hair out.
Yes, yeah.
Which does make sense, because like imagine trying to get an entire like mane of hair into a form-fitting outfit, right?
It's like when you see people who have got really long hair try to fit it all into a bald cap, right? And it's like, it's possible, but you're left with like
your head looks like a little tall.
Yeah. Oh god, you're left with like a fucking Pinky in the Brain look. Moving on, Carl. We'll go to like the history, and I'm gonna try my best to like cherry pick here, because the history is surprisingly long considering the character's not that old for the comics, right?
Well, I guess the main thing we need to know is it's she's Spider-Man, and then Peter Parker, if I remember correctly, he becomes the Lizard.
I think he becomes the Lizard, but we will find out, Carl.
Which is my favourite Spider-Man villain. Bring him in. Like, the Lizard's my favourite. I want him in Marvel Rivals. I want to be a Lizard. And he better wear the fucking lab coat.
The thing is, like, when we did the Jeff video, we talked about, you know, what characters we want to see and stuff, and mentioned, I think, like, elements of the Rogues Gallery of Spider-Man. Just not only, like, the Sinister Six, like, you could fit, like, the entire Sinister 12 and more from Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals, and all of them would have like cool different ways that you could interpret the moveset to make it work in that game. Like the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery has got to be one of the goofiest and strongest Rogues Gallery in all of comics.
What just does arañitas?
Let me guess. You're Scorpion, but we're the Spider gang.
Would you mind taking this outside?
We don't pick the ballroom, we just dance.
Because every member of it looks distinct. Like, you don't confuse any member of Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery for any other member, except for the Hobgoblin.
Mostly different animals, right? That's kind of the gimmick, is like animals or animal-adjacent things. Like, obviously, Kraven's not an animal, but he hunts animals. And, like, obviously, Spider-Man is, like, the perfect hunt. But yes, it says here that Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy, following her mother's death, she was raised by George Stacy alone. Gwen's free spirit and artistic inclinations often put her at odds with the type of ethics her father would work to instill.
He was a cop, right? So
yes, exactly. So he's like, don't fucking go out and do anything creative. How dare you?
How dare you be creative? You must like be a unfeeling cog in the machine. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. As a result of this contrast with her father, Gwen would often retreat into quiet seclusion and play the drums. Fuck yeah.
So this is why Lucas likes this character.
One of many reasons. It like when I realised she also plays the drums, I'm like, yeah, another thing we have in common.
That's it. Spider-Man, though, he plays those bongos. Should we explain that? We always say Spider-Man plays the bongos, and we never explain what that reference is. That's like super inside.
It is, and it's just that, like, Spider-Man's just regular animation of standing still in some of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. He's crouched over and his hands are like this in front of him, and he's just like that. And it just kind of looks like he could just place some bongos right in front of him and he'd just be playing the bongos.
He's like idle pose, which is one of my favourite things about like Spider-Man is like when he crouches all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And he crawls around the floor. So how the fuck would you fight that?
Over time, Karl, she developed a friendship with her neighbour and fellow introvert,
Peter Parker!
Yeah, you got it right.
Of course, yours. So she's his neighbour, not Mary Jane.
Well, I think that, like, a lot of the time that's the case, right? Because, like, obviously the Raimi movies introduce Spider-Man to a lot of people, but
in
that kind of Mary Jane is the person that he normally meets in college, but in those movies that was his high school girlfriend.
Yeah, because, like, it's normally Gwen Stacy is his high school girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm. And then, like, Gwen Stacy dies, he grieves over her, and then goes to college and meets Mary Jane. I believe that's how it normally would go down.
Yeah. Well, they turn Mary Jane into the quintessential, literal girl next door.
MJ, about today, at school with Flash.
You really freaked us out.
I'm sorry. Is he okay?
He's just happy you didn't give him a black eye for graduation.
Gwen and Peter Parker, you know, roles reversed a little bit here, but at Midtown High School, Gwen developed relationships with other students, a group of girls with whom she formed the band The Mary Janes.
Oh, man. That sounds awesome as well, like girl rock band.
Girl rock bands are awesome, yeah. Like,
it's fucking sick. Like, go check out Cruiserweight. Love that band.
One I recently got into was Hanabi, who kind of suggested to me as being like a similar band to Baby Metal, but they're in like a metal band where they all play, you know, the actual instruments as well.
Mm-hmm. Before we move on, Luke, so we talk about like the Raimi-verse. Is that Spider-Man the superhero in live action who's like fucking swinging the most? Because every single woman that Peter Parker gets within that Raimi movies is a 10-on-10 Stone Cold Fox.
Well, I mean, the fact that he at one point has like Bryce Dallas Howard being like basically used as bait to try and get Kirsten Dunst back is like, what the fuck, man?
But just don't forget as well, not only does he have Bryce Dallas Howard like gagging for it, he's got Mary Jane like Kirsten Dunst. There's also Elizabeth Banks who plays Betsy Brandt,
who does get a bit flirty with at becomes
when he comes Dickhead Parker. There's also like the Russian girl,
the landlord's daughter, who keeps coming over and being like, hey Peter, like, you know, I hope you're doing okay. It seems like you're a bit down on your luck again.
And she's got the landing lights and everything just directing him straight in between, like, to the pub. And he's like,
God damn it.
Luca, you put the clip in of the scene, you tell me she is not 100% wanting some.
I don't want to be this kind of content, God.
Well, she wants it so much. I'm not saying she's that. I'm saying she's got a huge, big, unrequited crush on Peter Parker.
You could just say that.
No. She wants the Spider D, Lucas.
Oh, I'm ending this comment. So after being bitten by a genetically engineered spider, Gwen was granted arachnid-like superpowers and started a career as a crime fighter.
Hey guys.
Wanda?
It's Gwen, actually.
Oh, you know her. Very cool.
Dubbed by the media as Spider-Woman, she was given a costume and a set of web shooters by retired crime fighter Janet Van Dyne.
I don't like this. Spider-Man should always either make, or Spider-Woman should always make their own web shooters, or, like they do in the Raimi movies, which is the thing that they've put into some comics, Spider-Man should produce their own web. Because one of the things I turned around when I found out that in most incarnations Spider-Man has the web shooters.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's stupid. Spider-Man should have organic webbing, because when you think of a spider, what's the one thing you think about when you think about a spider, right? What's the one trait of a spider that is intrinsically linked to being a spider?
I get it, the web, but like I do like
It's the one thing Spider-Man can't do.
It's true. But I do like that the kind of idea around why Peter Parker is the person who's able to invent it is that,
yes,
at very least, his power set gives him that like uncanny knowledge somewhere in the back of the brain of like how to make it that nobody else can understand.
So, if, like what Lucas is saying, this is a thing that they've established in some comics. It's never outright stated in, for the most part, but there's like 1 or 2 comics they say when the spider bit Peter Parker, it implanted in him the knowledge of how to make web fluid, which is why no one is able to replicate it.
Because everyone always points out, like, well, if some fucking high school student, Peter Parker, can make this, like, incredible webbing, why is it Norman Osborn just, like, jizzing it out everywhere and selling it to everyone on the planet?
It's only Spider-Man knows how to make it because part of his DNA being overwritten implanted in him the ability. So, in a way, he does make his own webbing.
And that's why I don't mind it too much, because either way it kind of works. Of either he produces it himself, or he's the only person who can at least like create it and produce it in that sense.
I just think it's cooler when it's made in Spider-Man's own body, because it's the one power I'd associate with being like a spider. The fact he can't do it naturally.
You can tell that Karl's like Raimi code as fuck, right? But I get it, because that is the version that like we kind of grew up with, as well as the 90s version, obviously. But that's...
Do you ever see how they did it in the comics as well?
I mean, not really, but...
Well, how they got him to have like organic web shooters. So rather than just have him like evolve, they had Spider-Man turn into Man-Spider. Then he turns into a giant spider, and then he gives birth to himself as a giant spider, and he comes out of the giant spider womb with organic web shooters. Ooh. And they thought that's like the best way to tell that story, rather than just say, fuck it.
No, don't like that.
Yeah. Spider-Man gave birth to himself as a spider.
Don't like that.
Yeah, let's move on.
Gwen spent most of her early adventures focused on exploiting and maintaining her newfound attention more than helping those in need. Gwen's behaviour then changed after her father expressed he believed Spider-Woman could easily help people. And classic, just the one person in their life to be a good influence, and whether that's Uncle Ben or somebody else, like every Spider person that has that guiding focus, right?
Yeah, and it's what makes them Spider-Man, right? Because if they weren't altruistic and wanted to help people with their powers, that wouldn't be Spider-Man. Like, you could have someone who has Spider-Man's exact power set, wears the outfit, but if they don't help people, that's not Spider-Man.
Somebody stop that guy! Hey, kid, little help? Not my policy.
One of the biggest tragedies in Gwen's life was that the bully Peter Parker, desperate to be special like its idol Spider-Woman, conducted an experiment that turned him into a lizard-like creature. The Lizard. Parker then crashed the Midtown Senior Prom, where Gwen fought him, and despite his pleas for de-escalation, Gwen did not pull any punches. Following Gwen's beatdown, Peter returned to his human form, but due to injuries sustained at Gwen's attacks, he died. I didn't realise that, but I really like that as an idea, because it gives her like a more solid foundation to like think about what she is doing and how she is using her power.
I like the way that it's handled for regular Spider-Man of Uncle Ben is killed by a carjacker he could have easily stopped. But the idea of like she killed a villain who ended up being a friend.
Yeah.
That's also a good way of doing it, like by her own hand, and she has to live with that.
Yeah, she has to live with the fact that she like killed her own friend who was just desperate to be like her, and things went wrong ultimately, but yeah, it's a valuable lesson of like maybe you should pull those punches like Spider-Man often does, so that you like don't end up regressing your actions and like killing somebody that you shouldn't have done. And arguably everyone is someone you shouldn't be killing at your own hands, right? But
especially when you've got like the ability to dodge point blank range gunfire, because Spider-Man of all heroes doesn't have the excuse of like I was fearing for my life, because like you're not like you can walk up to a Spider-Man with a machine gun and shoot it at them at point blank range and it's not going to work.
Yeah. We're about to get into some silly shit that I don't understand, and we probably in this one episode don't have time to explain very well, so I'm going to be saying a few proper nouns that maybe we don't know what they necessarily mean. Gwen was one of the first Spider Totems to join Spider UK's Spider Army in order to combat the Inheritors during the Great Hunt.
Can we just move on to powers and abilities for a moment?
And I just kind of want to, like, know what, like, happens in terms of, like, so there's the Spider-Verse, which then goes, like, she returned to her universe, but then Secret Wars happened. And that's one thing that I do want to mention, because obviously we are literally, at the time of recording, got, like, the MCU plan to build to fucking Secret Wars, and it's like, there was a newer Secret Wars where Spider-Gwen was clearly involved, and I want to roughly know a little bit about what happened there, Karl.
Okay. Now, do you think the MCU is going to stick the landing in Secret Wars?
It's like, I think right now we're at a part where the MCU is back to, like it was in a lot of the first couple of phases, back to being very, like, hit and miss, kind of 50-50 vibes, right?
Yeah, you ask your friend, is this a good one? Or is this one I can give a miss? It's like, you can give Iron Man 2 a miss.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's how it was back in the day. Just, they did an extremely good job for a few years of, like, phase 3 nailing hit after hit after hit. And we ultimately got Endgame out of it, but people seem to, like, you know, have those rose-tinted glasses already when it comes to the MCU of, like, no, they were all so good before Endgame, and, like, you know, no, it's bad. It's like, do you remember Iron Man 2 and 3? Do you remember Thor 2?
Any questions?
Yeah, can I have my shoe back?
I have faith when it comes to, like, holy shit, we've got to make this work kind of movies like Secret Wars and Doomsday and stuff. I'm a bit more skeptical when it comes to maybe those, like, mid-range movies where, okay, is Thunderbolt with an asterisk really going to hit hard? I don't really give a shit about most of those characters. I do like Bucky, I do like Yelena, but am I really going to care if, like, Ghost gets killed or a US agent?
I'll have you know, I was actually the official Captain America, so...
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
Like, US agent's the weirdest one because he just murks a guy in cold blood in his first appearance.
Never forget that, like, there's many times where we see Captain America do the exact same and cheer for it.
Oh, yeah.
We recently told on some other piece of content about, like, the guy on the boat in Winter Soldier that just gets, like, basically kicked into pieces.
He has no chance, yeah. But either way, tell me more about Ghost Spider.
Well, in the Secret Wars, with destruction of the universe, an amnesiac Gwen, of course, fucking... writing tropes 101, found herself on Earth 15513 under the assumed alias of Miss Woodley, an employee of Oscorp, and teaming up with Peter Porker, who, that's one of the best names, Peter Porker.
Peter Porker's so strong an idea of, like, because you know the person who came up with that was, like, high on coke and, like, came up with it on the fly, right? And they were probably there in the editor's office of, like, so Spider-Man is a pig. He's called Peter Porker, and the guy just looked up and went, "Get this man some more cocaine."
What's his alias name? Spider-Ham.
Like, get this man more cocaine.
Spider Pig, does whatever a Spider Pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Look out, he is a Spider Pig.
Gwen managed to overthrow Mayor Norman Osborn and stop him hijacking control of the web of life and destiny. And I'm going to throw it out there, Karl.
Yes.
I struggled through a lot of that and probably had to cut it up quite a bit. If that's the route we would go down in the MCU of, like, Secret Wars being, like, about the web of life and destiny, and Dakota Johnson's just in the background, like, remember me? Like,
she should be the first casualty.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think they'd be hitting the nail on the head if that's the way the MCU version went. It just sounds like a lot, right?
It's a lot.
Across the Spider-Verse did a really good job of making it complicated and simple enough at the same time to explain across, like, the 4 hours worth of movie we've had so far. There's other Spider people, don't worry too much about it, and then the canon events and stuff, like, a lot of it has just been a kind of, like, brushing away of, look, there's lots of Spider people, let's move on.
I hate that aspect of Spider-Man. I hate that they tried to get mystical with it. Why can't there just be other Spider people who experience, it's like, just, it's the same event viewed through a slightly different lens. Like it's like the spider totems and it's so fucking stupid. Why can't they all just decide to work together because they all understand the inherent goodness in helping people?
I've scrolled down to the powers and abilities and attributes and stuff. We will go through the power grid, of course. Like 1 on the power grid is just like that of pretty much a regular human, and 7 is basically godlike in that sense. And the power grid here for Gwen Stacy, we've got an intelligence of 3, strength of 4, a speed and durability of 3, energy projection of a 1, just because that's not really part of her power set, and then fighting skills of only 3, which is not that high considering that they are Spider-Person.
That's not good. Like, Spider-Man's is like up there. I think Spider-Man's is either a 6 or a 7.
It's definitely one of those two, yes.
Because people say, like, Spider-Man is not as skilled a fighter as, like, a Wolverine, but when you factor in spider sense, you're not beating Spider-Man.
That's the thing is, not only does Spider-Man have superhuman strength, durability, agility, all of this kind of stuff, it's like, they also have the spider sense, which is broken as shit.
Like Spider-Man swung home unconscious once on instinct. That's how good spider sense is. Like, there's a comic where Spider-Man loses spider sense, and literally the first thing that happens is he immediately gets hit by a car.
And
because he was just used to having this bullshit 100-foot aura around him that prevented him from ever making a mistake.
And that's why generally in most movies and comics and stuff where it's generally, oh no, Spider-Man's spider sense is being messed with in some way so that someone can land a hit.
It's like, there's very few examples of Spider-Man ever being hit. And the only time he gets hit, it's like, he can just take it because he knows he's tough enough. Because that's another thing as well. Even if like an enemy lands a hit on Spider-Man, that's not his spider sense failing. That's just his spider sense telling him it won't hurt.
It's not danger.
Yeah, like you can take that hit because it's not going to hurt you because you know if it's going to hurt or not.
The one kind of unique aspect here that it sets her apart from Peter Parker's power set is the fact that she at one point had a Venom symbiote, which obviously Peter Parker did as well, but it manifests in different ways here. Gwen lost her powers as a result of Cindy Moon depowering her with the Power Glove, but exhibits similar capabilities as a result of having bonded to the Venom symbiote. You got, superhuman strength, durability, agility, wall-crawling spider sense. They have camouflage. The symbiote can mimic other clothes and camouflage her appearance. So just like the Venom symbiote can just morph, and they use that in a way to just camouflage themselves with different clothes. Constituent matter generation. The symbiote can generate ensnaring tendrils and organic webbing. So that's a way for Gwen to be able to have organic webbing there.
What's the Venom symbiote can make webbing, but Spider-Man can't.
And I guess that's just more of a retcon than anything, right?
I did always like that, yeah.
Because they didn't think of organic webbing back in the day when they first invented Spider-Man. And then similar to Miles, she has a bioelectricity, which it just says here, can produce electricity like Miles Morales can. And then also a cool one, Spider's Control, where Gwen can control the spider-like creatures that make up her costume and use them like semi-autonomous scouts.
The power Spider-Man does have is, it's not talked about much, but an affinity for spiders. When sometimes it's talked about like Spider-Man can control them, other times it's just Spider-Man just knows when there's spiders nearby and the spiders won't attack him. Which means realistically Spider-Man at any should always be carrying like a handful of tarantulas and just every now and again just throw them at the enemy. Right?
I guess so. You're just gonna start like throwing spiders at people and be like, look, distraction. Does say here that Gwen was capable of lifting the Mjolnir of Thor Gwen's reality. It is presumed, but unknown, if that version of the hammer had the worthiness enchantment. So,
also, maybe he just thought it was her, right? If it's Thor Gwen, it's like, well, that's a Gwen Stacy, right? You can pick it up.
I mean, at the same time, though, Karl, like, Thor can't always pick up his hammer, right? If he's not worthy at the time, that's how
that is true.
You get around it. So maybe, Gwen is actually capable of lifting Mjolnir and is worthy, but that does say that it's not 100% confirmed.
It's like Spider-Man. There's a reason Spider-Man can't lift it despite ultimately being an altruistic hero. It's because Spider-Man doesn't kill. And like the hammer requires you to be able to like act with intent or something like that. There's like some bullshit explanation someone came up with at some point for why Spider-Man can't lift it, despite arguably being the most worthy hero, because all they care about is like justice.
Yeah, it's like you've really got to try and write yourself out of that corner, haven't you? Like, there's got to be some reason that Spider-Man can't necessarily lift it, but at the same time, like, yeah, he's generally portrayed as the most pure hero out of basically all of Marvel.
So what's the like most bullshit character who could lift it, right? Who do you want lifting like Thor's hammer?
I mean, maybe just give it to Spider-Ham, because then he can use cartoon logic with Mjolnir.
Oh, that'd be great. So I'm just like thinking, like, I don't know why it'd be funny, just Professor X. Just something about like just give it to Professor X and enjoy when he flies.
We've talked a lot about Professor X in the past, like being in wheelchair, but I did see a statistic of like, technically now that like there's been a long run of Professor X not being in a wheelchair between like the original creation and now, there's actually nearly as much comics where Professor X isn't in a wheelchair. I'm like, oh my god, no. You can't be doing this to me.
The thing is that it's one of the most iconic things about his character. It's like, I'd argue it's one of the most...
So us, as 90s kids, yes, because we specifically had like the 90s cartoon and those X-Men movies and stuff, but I guess to comic book readers, it might not be as intrinsically like part of his character.
I guess it does limit his like the storytelling potential in a way, but just the fact that one, it's disabled representation, but also like thematically, the fact that
like
he is
the fact that it's more about his mind than his body, right?
Yeah.
You might underestimate him if he's in a wheelchair or whatever, but he's got the greatest mind in all of Marvel, essentially.
Never forget, like, X-Men Evolution, like, the first episode of that has Professor X, like, getting one of the X-Men into, like, school. And he has like, a little monologue in his head where he's like, I think it's Kitty Pryde or something like that, trying to convince Kitty Pryde to not be a dipshit. And it's like, moulding the youth of today will be a challenge, but that's a story for another day. Now I have my own challenge to deal with, and it zooms out and he's at the top of a flight of stairs. And it's just... and it's like it's an obvious joke, but I don't recall any other piece of media with Professor X ever joking about the fact that the smartest man in the world has to like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to like figure out how to get down a wheelchair, down a flight of stairs.
That is an obvious like joke to make, but you've got to remember, Karl, that Doctor Who was making that joke about the Daleks for like, what, 30 years?
Until they flew.
Until they decided that they can fly, yeah.
Oh my god.
Thank you all for watching this video. Let us know in the comments what your favourite Spider-Person is. Presume there's going to be a lot more Penny Parkers nowadays, considering that they're like really good in Marvel Rivals.
Also says Penny Parker's a great design.
It is a great design, yes.
The versatility of Spider-Man as a concept is the fact that you still understand a character who doesn't even have powers to be Spider-Man.
Like, she has a suit of armour with a spider in it, and it's like, you know what, that's a Spider-Person too. Let's go. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Wiki Weekends. I'm your host Lucas Holland, and I'm joined as always by my lovely co-host Karl Smallwood.
Yellow.
And Karl, of course, as with every Wiki Weekends episode, I have got to bring a wiki for the subject of the discussion today. Today I decided that I'd talk about a character that I'm kind of aware of, but I'm also not aware of.
Okay.
And that is the character of Ghost Rider, because I'm aware of one Mr. Jonathan Blaze, especially through the, Nicolas Cage appearances.
Lucas, you can't live in fear.
You can't live in fear.
But I'm slightly less familiar with the actual Ghost Rider we are talking about today, but I've heard people absolutely love this character, and that is Roberto Reyes from Earth 616.
Oh, let's go. I played Midnight Suns.
You cannot flee destiny. You cannot hide from me.
So, Karl, I guess that was a good jumping off point. I wanted to talk about this Ghost Rider because, hey, I got real excited when they were like, do you want a Marvel 4v4 fighting game? And Roberto Reyes.
Holy shit, that game looks great.
Robbie Reyes looks absolutely phenomenal in that.
So is it Robbie Reyes confirmed then?
It definitely looks like Robbie's version of Ghost Rider. Like
the more angular skull, right? But I wasn't sure, is that confirmed, or is it just your best guess? 'Cause I was not sure, is it the more anime style?
Yeah, that's definitely my best guess, and they are the current modern Ghost Rider as far as I'm aware, so it makes more sense to pull from that, and they certainly look like that version of Ghost Rider, but I'm not 100% sure. We can only hope, I guess, but I'm happy with any Ghost Rider because that game looks amazing.
And Ghost Rider is an awesome character, and he's a great character to put into a fighting game because immediately you've got your zone right there, baby.
Yeah, just whipping all kinds of ass, quite literally with that flaming metal chain.
Just spinning his chain, man, like Master Betty over here.
But yeah, you mentioned Marvel's Midnight Suns, and I remember Marvel's Midnight Suns from the first few hours I played it. Ghost Rider's appearance, as far as I was aware, was Johnny Blaze being like, fuck y'all, this is your problem, and peacing out.
You're welcome, Robo-Man.
Iron Man?
So you get Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with someone who's just completed Marvel's Midnight Suns, how did you find Robbie Reyes in that game?
I like him a lot. It was a good decision to have him on your team rather than Johnny Blaze, because Johnny Blaze is like a 50-year-old man compared to Robbie Reyes, who's like, I want to play video games and just tune up my like super cool car.
Yeah, in most renditions, Ghost Rider is kind of that middle-aged biker kind of stereotype, right? Whereas Robbie Reyes may be a bit more of a relatable character.
Yeah. I think Johnny Blaze, though, is still a cool character because he's just a fucking walking Ed Hardy tattoo.
Literally, right, yeah. When I think of the difference between which Ghost Rider is which, a good way to think of the original Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider is they have Ed Hardy tattoo vibes.
And admittedly, Robbie Reyes also has a flaming skull and he's the Ghost Rider, but he has a more modern design.
There's some level of design in the skull rather than it just being a generic looking human skull.
Admittedly though, a flaming skull is a really strong look.
Yeah, it's hard to hate on the original Ghost Rider. I still really like that design as much as, we dunk on the whole Ed Hardy vibes, but it isn't really very easy to make.
It's timeless.
Yeah, it's not easy to make a flaming skull or a flaming skeleton not cool, especially in a fucking leather jacket.
The thing is, though, those live-action Ghost Rider movies certainly fucking tried. My biggest frustration with the live-action Ghost Rider movies is that for the second one, someone on the art department decided that Ghost Rider's skull needed to be charred because it's on fire, which ignores the fact it's magic fire that specifically doesn't hurt Ghost Rider. That's why his skull is white. Also, the charred black skull, when the character is wearing an entirely black outfit, makes the design look so bad. Because it makes it really difficult to parse what it is, because just the charred black skull on top of the entirely black outfit with black smoke coming from the flames.
Yeah, I remember the black smoke coming from the flames. I didn't remember that they turned the skull pretty black and charred, yeah.
Yeah, which I think just didn't make it look as good, because it muddied the design, quite literally.
It's quite hard to remember what Ghost Rider looks like in Ghost Rider 2, because Nick Cage spends most of the time not as Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider's barely fucking in it.
It's such a fucking dreadful film.
I don't know how they made such a boring chase scene. They had a Ghost Rider chase scene where Ghost Rider leaps onto the hood of a car and turns it into his new Ghostmobile. And they had decided we're going to have a chase scene on a straight road. That's not a chase, right? It's just on a straight road, filmed from a flat angle. It's this should be this should be like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, it's weird trying to go, hey, we're out in, the middle of nowhere in America. That is realistic, but it's not exciting.
It's not, no. They need to have, the bad guys, 'cause on a straight road as well, they can just see that Ghost Rider's just getting closer and closer. What you want is you want them to, okay, we've just driven it, through, downtown bumfuck nowhere. Mm-hmm. We're okay. You want Ghost Rider exploding through, 15... buildings in a row, right? Like Superman.
Because admittedly, it wasn't necessarily exciting, but Thunderbolts managed to do a very small chase scene on a straight road in like a fun comedic way.
Don't worry. Engaging defensive measures.
Oh my god.
I say Marvel's been okay at it. They also have like the Civil War chase scene, right, where it's Black Panther chasing the Winter Soldier who's being chased by Captain America.
And they have that moment where Black Panther's like, fuck it, I don't need a vehicle, I am the vehicle.
Yeah, and you have them running on foot faster than cars do. And the thing, in the first Ghost Rider movie, there's a pretty decent chase scene. It's not even a chase scene, it's where he gets like the motorcycle. And Ghost Rider just drives up a fucking skyscraper and the police like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah, and there's also, obviously, he takes over that giant construction, like, I don't even know if you can call it a vehicle, but he's like, fuck it, it's a Ghost Rider vehicle now.
I did like that nod to the lore of Ghost Rider, of people wonder, like, so does Ghost Rider have to ride a motorcycle? It's no, the Ghost Rider can ride anything they want. It's just the preferred mode of transportation of Johnny Blade is a motorcycle, and the Ghost Rider works better when the Spirit of Vengeance and its host are in sync.
Yeah, and I think there's even comic panels where like, Ghost Rider takes over horses and creates like flaming skeletal horses and shit, right?
Which is referenced in the first movie, where they have like the last ride. And here's the thing, you get one chance to play like the song associated with the character, right? Like you get one chance in a Superman movie to play the John Williams Superman theme. You get one chance in a James Bond movie to play the James Bond's like theme, the da-da-da-da. In the first Ghost Rider movie, they play Ghost Riders in the Sky, and they play it when Ghost Rider and old Ghost Rider on his flaming like skeleton horse going a straight line with no bad guys. They don't fight anybody, and they film. And it's like 10 seconds long because seemingly they didn't have the rights to the whole song. It's like, you wasted Ghost Riders in the Sky for a 10-second scene of Ghost Rider walking to the left. It'd be like playing the James Bond theme for James Bond waking up and getting his morning coffee.
But speaking of Ghost Riders, Karl, we have to get a quote from the Ghost Rider Roberto Reyes here. Everyone keeps telling me that I'm the worst Ghost Rider that's ever lived. Fucking hell.
What a great opening quote to sum up the character, right? Of just, yeah.
Like that's supposed to be some kind of insult. But what the hell have the Ghost Riders ever done? Except bring misery to themselves and everyone they love. Except die alone or go batshit crazy. Well, that's not me, Uncle Eli. That's not how I'm going out. To hell with being a spirit of vengeance. I'm an Avenger, and I'll be damned if I'm losing this race.
And that's the thing as well. If people are thinking, oh, so is Johnny Blaze and Roberto Reyes the same character? They're the same mantle, but the spirit of vengeance inhabiting Johnny Blaze is a different spirit of vengeance to the one that inhabits Roberto Reyes.
Right.
Because it's like spirit of vengeance is just a thing, and there are multiple spirits of vengeance.
Oh, yeah, because there's an affiliation here that's the spirits of vengeance, not one spirit of vengeance. Okay,
well, that's the thing worth clarifying of like, oh, so did the spirit of vengeance jump out of Johnny Blaze and go into Roberto Reyes? No, there's just another spirit of vengeance out there, and it happened to jump into Roberto Reyes, and each spirit of vengeance has its own personality. Like, I believe like Roberto Reyes' spirit of vengeance has a better relationship with him than Johnny Blaze does with his, which is Zarathos, I think it is, where Johnny Blaze like fucking hates his spirit of vengeance.
So it's kind of a similar thing where you've got multiple symbiotes and they all have different personalities and relationships with their hosts, right?
And some are bonded more closely to their hosts than others, and some people enjoy being a spirit of vengeance more than they do, like some people enjoy being a symbiote.
Yeah, and then you've also got other symbiotes like the Tom Hardy Venom, where he's like, you're a loser, Eddie.
You are a loser, Eddie.
I recently watched like half of the third one, and I just stopped watching when they tried to do the "We Are Venom" moment, and they have Venom interrupt Tom Hardy. It's like, okay, that's a funny joke that Venom's excited to say "We are Venom," but then they do the joke 3 times. I'm like, fuck this. You know what they're doing? We are Venom. Like Venom interrupts Tom Hardy. It's okay, that's funny, but they do it 3 times. Like, it's not that funny.
The first one was fine, but forgettable villain and stuff. There was a lot of problems with that first one. I can't believe that the Spunk let them down. and managed to make Venom 2 and 3 so apparently bad.
I just don't like, I've mentioned it before, Tom Hardy looks really, really unwell in all of the Venom movies, and it makes it uncomfortable to watch, because he just looks ill. He looks like he's got the flu in every scene he's in.
It's obviously intentional, right? Like, that's a choice that they made, but it's not a good choice.
Yeah, those movies just don't look very nice. They look very dirty. It's like the second Ghost Rider movie is so dark. Not in like story-wise, just it's shot very dark, and you have a main character who wears black leather all the time.
Then you don't need to worry about that, because Idris Elba just gets rid of that spirit of vengeance for most of the film.
Like, it was good though. They had the sequel hook where he becomes like the spirit of punishment or something against the Blue Flames, or the Angel of Vengeance. He becomes, sorry.
Oh really?
Yeah, they have a sequel hook where he gets Blue Flames and he's now an Angel of Vengeance.
My name is Johnny Blaze. I'm the Ghost Rider.
I did watch them, like, you know, not that long ago, but I think by the time the end of the second movie had come around, I was, like, fully checked out.
Like, Ghost Rider should be fighting, like, fucking Scorpion. Because obviously Scorpion's a reference to Ghost Rider out of his flaming skull and his big chain. Like, he should be doing that shit.
I do love the fact that in, is it Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where he has essentially the get over here with his chain, and he does like the Scorpion thing with the throwing spear, like, get over here.
Yeah, I do love as well his various quotes, which is like, eat chain. It's like, yeah, that's right. Eat chain.
But we're not talking about that Ghost Rider, Karl. We are talking about Robbie Reyes, and their affiliations, as I mentioned, is the Spirits of Vengeance, and formerly, goes against what they said in the quote, but formerly Avengers and the Legion of the Unliving.
It sounds awesome. I buy their fucking album. I bet there's a Dracula in there.
Legion of the Unliving is a fucking band name. And it just says, when you highlight the link, it says in brackets, vampires.
Oh, Matt, that's their debut album. Like, Legions of the Unliving, their first album, Vampires. Oh, I've got to tell you, in Midnight Suns, one of the DLCs is Morbius, and your main character is like an OC who's like woken up after 300 years in like in the grave.
Stasis,
like they get revived to come back.
Yeah.
And when they talk to Morbius, say, I've heard on the internet that you have a catchphrase, it's time to morb. Is that right?
No.
and Morbius is like, you know what, close enough.
As if they put a morb in time reference in.
They do put a lot of really fun references in. Like, they reference like the live action movies, they reference some of the TV shows, they reference some of the bad storylines. Like, Spider-Man talks about how, like, oh, I don't feel like I belong amongst the Midnight Suns. They're not edgy enough. And your character says, but I heard once that you did have a dark side. I don't like talking about that. It's really fun. Like, the writing in it's quite fun.
Yeah, I did hear that the writing is really fun in that game, yeah. The gameplay from what I played didn't hook me very much initially, but it would be fun to get back to at some point.
Yeah. Like, I found it very linear until, like, just they started introducing more characters, which introduced more gameplay mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first, like, 10 hours is basically a tutorial, but after that, I had a lot of fun with it. And there's one element of it that I really do appreciate in terms of its narrative, where throughout the game, you're playing as a main character who's, like, woken up after 300 years, you don't know what anything is. They talk about how, like, oh yeah, Bruce Banner is on the other side. I'm like, okay, so who's Bruce Banner? So it's not Bruce Banner you've got to worry about. You've got the Hulk. And throughout the story, I appreciate they talk about the Hulk of like, yeah, that's a problem that we don't know how to solve. And your character's like, well, how tough is the Hulk? And like, he's basically a god. And so, and your character responds, but even gods can fall. So they say, yeah, but when the Hulk falls, he gets back up, angrier and stronger. Gods don't do that. And they talk the entire time. If he turns into the Hulk, we actually don't know what to do. And I appreciate him being a threat.
Yeah, because one of the things with Marvel Midnight Suns is that a lot of the heroes have been turned to the dark side, right?
Yeah, and you have to purify them to get them back on your side. Like, but just every time they talk about, okay, if the Hulk turns up, run. So no, you can't. And like Tony Stark's is like, yeah, one time I crashed every Stark satellite on Earth into him at once, and it didn't work.
So going to their characteristics here, Karl. Their height is 5'7", or as Ghost Rider, 5'11".
Or on Tinder, right? He's 5'11" on Tinder and as Ghost Rider.
You know that Ghost Rider's sitting there going, yeah, 6 foot, put 6 foot down. Yeah, it's fine.
So the flames add like at least a couple inches, right?
Ghost Rider's taller and also 40 pounds heavier than Reyes is.
He's made of fire. He's fire heavy.
He's a fire skeleton, which, if anything, you would think weighs less, right?
Yeah, it's a skeleton coated in flames. But I guess maybe it's like ethereal weight. But if in that case, you're expecting to weigh like 800 pounds, right?
Not just an extra 40.
Yeah, an extra 40 pounds is like, just a bad Christmas, right?
It says their eyes, the irises are brown, both Reyes, green left eye, originally both Reyes formerly, amber right eye, Reyes formerly, no eyes at all, Ghost Rider. I'm like, okay, sure.
So he probably had heterochromia in his first, earliest comics, and people thought that's a bit too edgy. He's already turning into a fucking flaming skeleton. He's edgy enough.
You don't need to add that one extra detail. It's fine. He's already got black and white cool hair. He's got the emo eyeliner look on the go. He's already plenty edgy, and he turns into a flaming skeleton.
Yeah, I do love that as well. Does it mention unusual features? Because I love when you have characters who turn into crazy bullshit like this, and they say unusual features. But if you think about it, the Hulk, it says his unusual feature is that he's green. It's that's not an unusual feature for a Hulk, right?
But it's an unusual feature for a human.
I guess so, yeah.
And Roberto Reyes is human, and their unusual feature is, in Ghost Rider form, his head turns into a flaming skull that resembles a racing helmet.
Oh, that's why his skull looks more armoured and angular, because it's reminiscent of a racing helmet, because I think he drives a car rather than a motorcycle.
And also, it says here in their origin that they are a young mechanic working in East Los Angeles, so it makes sense and fits more with their personality that, you get a racing helmet because you're a mechanic, and that all, fits in a bit more, which doesn't really fit in more than the Daredevil character who's on, a bike with a racing helmet all the time, but they were designed a long time ago, right?
Yeah, but also he's a biker, and he's riding the Harley Davidson style bike, and a lot of people who ride those bikes don't wear helmets, right?
Which they should, but they don't a lot of the time.
Not if you Ghost Rider, you don't need to, right?
No, you don't. It says here, the neighborhood that he lived in, Hill Rock Heights, was plagued with gangs and corruption, making life difficult for him and his brother Gabe, who looked up to him as a hero.
So the best thing about Gabe, because he keeps mentioning him in Midnight Suns, so I looked him up when he's on fucking crutches. I'm like, God, do I want to see a Ghost Rider on crutches? God, do I want to see the flaming Ghost Rider crutches?
Just fuck yeah. It says, eager to move to a safer neighborhood. I love this as an origin story, by the way. Robbie entered a street race to earn $50,000. Unbeknownst to him, the car he used was inhabited by a ghost, because of fucking course it was.
In the Marvel Universe, there's a good chance most things have got ghosts in them.
It says, as he was taking the lead, however, he was followed by whom he assumed to be the police. Worried about what would happen to Gabe without him, Robbie tried to escape, but inadvertently drove into a dead end. He left his car and attempted to explain himself to his pursuers, only for them to violently open fire upon him, killing them. I mean, I appreciate the writers on this being yeah, ACAB, fuck it. They just outright kill the dude.
Yeah, you didn't realise, hey, he's a Ghost Rider. So I'm guessing the ghost jumps out of the car into his body, right?
Holy shit. They attempted to burn the car and Robbie's body. However, as they left, the ghost possessed Robbie, transforming into a new Ghost Rider. So Robbie looked the fuck out there because the police just shot him and burned his dead body.
If only they knew that fire just makes Ghost Rider stronger. You're just increasing his power level.
The Ghost Rider gave chase and managed to take out a handful of Robbie's attackers, though some of them got away. And hopefully then that just means the next part of the story is just Robbie hunting down the police and murdering them.
It's why the Ghost Rider story is so simple, right? It's just, and as well, makes for a great film in the vein of something like a John Wick or an Equalizer, where nobody Ghost Rider kills you're going to feel bad for. So as a result, he can kill them as gnarly as you want, right? Mm. He literally, his powers will not work on someone who's innocent.
But Karl, I don't want to spend too long on the history. I'd encourage people to, go read the actual books for the character. It's time to just get to the fun stuff. which is, of course,
powers and abilities.
The powers and abilities.
I will say, though, in Midnight Suns, they nicked our joke. Remember we talked about Ghost Rider years and years ago now?
Right.
And I joked that Ghost Rider should stream on Twitch as Ghost Rider and just do the penance stare into the camera, and it should become like a viral challenge for like people to watch it and see if they can get away with it. Robbie Reyes does mention, when this is all done, I might just start streaming as Ghost Rider to get my numbers up.
Because you were kind of going for the vibe of the Futurama Hypnotoad channel, right? Where just you turn on the Hypnotoad channel and you get hypnotized. Like, no, you turn on the penance stare channel.
Check out this webisode of Hypnotoad.
It'd be a TikTok challenge, right? Of like, how long can you watch the Ghost Rider penance stare channel before, like, your sins burn away at your soul? If I was thinking, well, people wouldn't do that. That's stupid. Why would they do a challenge that hurt them? Welcome to like teenagers and the internet, right?
And I'll double back on the rest of their powers, but for anyone that isn't aware of what the penance stare is,
yes,
it says that when possessed with Morrow, which must be their spirit of vengeance, Robbie obtained a penance stare whose point of origin is unknown, although it is possibly an ability similar to the common penance stare of the Ghost Riders. With it,
why would it not be? It's got the same fucking name, right?
Yeah, and I don't know, like, that maybe implies that Morrow isn't a Ghost Rider spirit, but either way, with it, he can make a person feel all the pain and suffering he has caused in innocent people.
It's gnarly as fuck, right? The worse criminal you are, the more stuff you've done. Like, if you're a drug dealer and you've caused, like, if you did it on, like, Walter White would just fucking explode.
One good example is for a character that it may have worked on them in some variations as many comics, but there is a comic example of the Punisher having the penance stare used on them. And the penance stare is, again, meant to, like, just make them feel bad, make them feel penance for things that they have done to innocent people. And the Punisher just has no fucks to give about the stare, because he's like, I didn't do shit to anyone innocent.
Not to mention as well, it also requires, like, some tinge of regret in some versions, and the Punisher doesn't regret anything he's ever done.
Exactly. The Punisher stands by his deed, so he's like, fuck you, this doesn't work. To give some, like, One Piece spoilers for a specific moment.
Yes.
This is, like, referring to the whole cake arc for anyone that's going to be bothered about me dropping, like, anime spoilers right in the middle of this comic book episode. But there's a really cool moment where a character does a move called Life or Death.
Okay.
And basically what that means is, like, I'm essentially, gonna roll the dice and see whether you get life or death from me, like, and they most of the time just kill the person because they take away that many years of their life away from their soul. There's one character who that gets used upon, and they just stare them straight down in the face and it doesn't work, and because the gimmick is that they need to be fearful of dying, and they just have zero fear of either that character or death in that moment, and just stare them straight down and it doesn't fucking work.
That is one of the coolest tropes, right? Of the previously unbeatable technique just doesn't fucking work. Like, I think to, like, Endgame, where Thanos just, like, headbutts Captain Marvel and it doesn't do anything. Because Captain Marvel's like, the fuck are you doing? Like, I get my powers directly from an Infinity Stone.
It does say here that after juggling a Spirit of Vengeance, he obtained an original penance stare, which means there is some shenanigans going on with whoever Morrow was as character. They don't even have, like, a blue link to click on for me to clarify, so the wiki letting us down for once. But it does mention as well that they have a penance bomb. So the penance bomb, in its more demonic form, while enthralled to the Legion of the Unliving, Robbie boasted of turning most of Japan into a smouldering crater by exploding in a mass of hellfire, but Blade managed to purge whatever taint the vampires used to control him before he could unleash it.
Ghost Rider could do that, right? Like, Ghost Rider, they say, is like one of the singular most powerful entities in Marvel. The only reason they're not, like, absolutely it's a god-level threat is because they're more concerned with individual acts of evil.
Yeah, it's also a weird thing to write in that it's specifically Japan, of, like, a comic book writer writing in, like, Ghost Rider is bragging that he's going to mega nuke Japan is kind of a bad look.
Unless he did it from a flaming Ghost Rider plane, it's fine, right?
And, that's the thing. It's also just, hey, it didn't go down because Blade saved the day, and also this was due to the influence of, like, the unliving vampires,
Japan should just get their own back and have Silver Samurai say, with my next power, I could cut 2 skyscrapers in half. Right?
Might as well, that would be the equivalent, right?
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, weird. But going back up to their power grid, Karl, power grid goes from a scale of 1 to 7, and it exponentially gets, more and more powerful as you go from 1 to 7, and 1 is about the power of a human, and 7 is about the power of near unlimited god-level strength.
Yeah.
The power grid for Robbie Reyes here is intelligence of 2, strength of 4, speed as a 2, then 3 as car speed, and 7 for their teleportation speed, which, if teleportation is real teleportation, it's just instant, right?
Instant. Yeah.
Their durability is a 5, the energy prediction is a 3, and the fighting skills are a 4, and you would think...
It's lower than you think it'd be. I think the Spirit of Vengeance itself would have all 7s, but they're limited by the capabilities of their host, and as, the host and Spirit, grow stronger together, presumably Robbie would gain, deeper and more, comprehensive access to his abilities.
Exactly right. They would learn to, be like the symbiotes together, right? It would just... Yeah. It's more of a relationship than necessarily, ultimately gaining all of their power straight away, but...
the Spirits of Vengeance are, just fucking god-level OP. It's Ghost Rider, right. Johnny Blaze, one of the heavy hitters are, when World War Hulk happened, get Ghost Rider. We fucking need Ghost Rider. Right. Bring him in.
I didn't realise that they were that powerful, but it does surprise me, especially that energy projection is a 3, when you would think kind of the gimmick of the character is energy projection, with them becoming the wielder of flames.
I guess Hellfire's magic, right? It maybe counts its own thing.
Maybe, yeah, but I can't imagine it falling under any category other than energy projection, really, but hey-ho.
I love the idea of Hellfire, though, where it's not hot and it doesn't burn unless you're guilty or a bad person.
Oh, okay.
It burns away your soul. That's the thing. If you're an innocent person, the fire that Ghost Rider puts out is not harmful at all.
One thing that I do find a bit odd in the list of powers and abilities and stuff,
yes,
is that they have 0 weaknesses listed. They have 1 form of weakness to the penance stare. But apparently, Robbie Reyes just doesn't have a weakness.
Ghost Riders don't have weaknesses. The only weakness they have is angelic weapons forged in heaven can hurt them. But who the fuck's got one of those?
But put it in the weaknesses list, right?
Yeah, but maybe he's not encountered it in one of the comics yet.
Maybe.
Ghost Rider's probably encountered it, but Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider maybe hasn't, so you can't say definitively it would be a weakness.
And it does say here that their Ghost Rider transformation is of an unidentified Spirit of Vengeance. There isn't...
We don't know which one it is. It's not Zarathos, we just know that.
Yeah, we know that it's not the same one that possessed Johnny Blaze, but it's just, hey, we haven't revealed that yet. We'll save that for another comic book line.
Do you know the most badass one? There's one comic when it's Marvel 10,000 BC, and there's a Ghost Rider from caveman times who rides a fucking woolly mammoth.
Oh my god.
That shit is rad.
Yeah, that sounds sick. And a lot of these powers and abilities are just the one that we see nearly every time we cover a character of the superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman durability. An interesting one is that they have self-sustenance, so while in his rider form, Robbie lacks the need of rest, food, or respiratory dependence, so he doesn't even need to breathe. Being at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean without worry of drowning any more than the crushing depths he was at.
Yeah, well, he just walks around the bottom of the ocean, right? It's not going to fucking hurt him, is it? I think Ghost Rider can go out in space. He doesn't do it often, because obviously he's an Earth-based hero. Oh, he just goes out in fucking space.
Yeah, he is immune to the rigours of travelling through space without any protective gear in his rider state, as he found out while he, Widow, and Blade were being chased by the Silver Surfer in a Shi'ar pan-galactic prison.
Do you know what I want to see now? Fucking put Ghost Rider on Silver Surfer's surfboard.
Oh, God, yeah.
That would be the most metal thing ever. That must have happened in one comic, right?
That's got to have done. I'm gonna search it right now, Ghost Rider Silver Surfer, because that's got to have happened, right?
Well, I was getting a clip for a video like Doctor Doom, when during Doctor Doom in that Fantastic Four movie steals the Silver Surfer's surfboard. Mm-hmm. And a comment on that put me on my ass is like, someone, when I was younger, I didn't realise how powerful like Silver Surfer was, and I just thought like Doctor Doom wanted it to fly around. He just went to fly around on it.
Let's all go for a spin!
He just wanted a cool cosmic surfboard, man.
God, would that be the most metal thing ever, of Ghost Rider on the Silver Surfer's surfboard?
That would just be too good and too powerful, I guess. And obviously that leads into one of their next powers, which is vehicle possession. While transformed, Robbie can give any vehicle he comes into contact with the properties of the Hell Charger. Notable examples include the armor of a dead Celestial and a Quinjet. One's not like the other.
Yeah, one's like this mystical object of untold power from the birth of creation, and another one's just
a Celestial. As an all-rider, Robbie is capable of using anything as a vehicle, including the corpse of Doom the Living Planet.
Oh, that's so fucking rad. Like, that's the thing about Ghost Rider should be able to use anything, right? Yeah, I said there's comics where like they ride a horse. There's that 10,000 BC one where they ride like the woolly mammoth and turn into the Flamo mammoth. Like, what vehicle would be the absolute most just this is it, you're done? It's got to be a train, right?
The ghost train's got to be a thing. We say that, oh man, they must have done the Silver Surfer at some point. How can they have not gone this long and made some kind of ghost train?
Would it be a ghost train? I'm just trying to think, like, obviously a really big vehicle like a submarine would be fucking terrifying, right?
Well, a submarine would be terrifying because it'd be on fire under the water.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Whatever vehicle they take over just immediately sets on fire.
Yeah. I do like the idea as well, taking things like construction vehicles. I think that was a really cool idea.
I just wish they'd done more with that. I wanted like a scene of Ghost Rider just jumping. Obviously, they go straight to the Earth Mover. I wanted it to start with them like on their bike, and then I wanted the Ghost Rider to like crash the motorcycle and go and get like a forklift truck. And then it's like bigger, and then they get like a dump truck, and then they see the Earth Mover and like, fuck that. Getting that thing.
Because it'd be really fun to see that, Spider-Man swinging about on those cranes in the skyscrapers, and all of a sudden one just sets on fire, and it's the ghost crane comes in.
Yeah, Ghost Rider's like, let's fucking go.
I really enjoyed those kind of more off-the-wall examples, but I think going back to like the mammoth and using animals and stuff, what about like a dolphin? Like riding a dolphin through the sea? Like,
Mr. Dolphin in like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Just Echo the Dolphin and Ghost Rider come together.
Oh, that'd be so good. Or like that one shot of like the Super Friends of Aquaman riding on two dolphins, right?
They're just two ghost dolphins.
I'm just thinking like roller skates, maybe. Joining Johnny Knoxville was the rocket skates in Jackass. It looked like that.
Yeah. Robbie here goes for, style over function maybe, because they go for a 1969 Dodge Charger. And look, that is a fine car, but I'm sure Robbie knows as a mechanic that there are faster and more reliable cars, but they chose the style option.
I think, though, when it becomes like a Ghost Rider car, it just becomes super fast, right? Because they say like Ghost Rider's motorcycle can go like through space and shit and drive up walls. It's just a conduit through which the Ghost Rider's power is utilised. It doesn't matter what it is, because it's going to immediately gain access to like all of the powers, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it gives a speed rating of 3 when he's using the car, which might not sound like ridiculous, but at the same time, for just a vehicle, 3 on a power scale is pretty high, right?
Also, think about like, he's in an American city, there's traffic.
Well, there's not traffic when he flames through it, Carl. Like, there's traffic, but there's traffic you don't need to worry about.
It just flies over it, right? If you can fucking teleport, why do you need a car? That's the other thing, right?
Okay, yeah, no, it says, unlike other Ghost Riders, Robbie possesses the ability to teleport various distances. The Hell Charger is linked to his ability to port from one place to another, acting as a hub. So he doesn't need to be in the car to teleport, which kind of makes the car part of the car a bit redundant.
Also, as well, just I'm going to send you one thing. Because, like, speaking of, like, fucking Ghost Rider being cool as fuck, did you ever see, like, the Ghost Rider Hellfire Gala artwork? We're just like, all he does, the only thing about his outfit that changes, is just Ghost Rider wears sunglasses.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the only thing they change.
He's just in his leathers with boots on and that, and yeah, he's literally just in his biker leathers. I think that looks like maybe he's got a tie on as well, but he just put sunglasses on.
Yeah, all he's doing is wearing sunglasses. Because that's the thing, Ghost Rider's already so fucking pimp. The only way to make his outfit cooler is to get sunglasses.
But as well here, Karl, it does say that not just teleportation, they also have portal creation, which can generate hellfire portals. They have nether communication, so they can communicate with deceased individuals or souls. And then it also has matter surfing. The Charger can just as easily ride atop a body of water as it can an asphalt road, and it's just as capable of submersible as it is an automobile.
Here's the thing then. That means that by that definition, boats also work on land. So get him get him one of those swan paddle boats. Get me that shit going on land.
To end on here, I cannot believe that this is a statement I'm reading, but Robbie's Hellcharger can even fly in the vast depths of space, where it can keep pace with the likes of the Silver Surfer in a contest of speed.
So the Silver Surfer just goes across the entire universe in 1 second.
Yeah, galactic levels of travel, right?
Like the Silver Surfer is like busted ass OP. Like the Silver Surfer, the surfboard is just a conduit through which Galactus it's like faster than light speed.
Karl.
What?
I've just clicked on former transportation.
What else did he have?
Do you know what it says?
What does it say?
It says Silver Surfer surfboard.
Oh, did Robbie Reyes get it?
Yeah.
Robbie Reyes got the Silver Surfer surfboard. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Briefly able to take control of the Silver Surfer's board. That's sick as fuck.
You know he's doing all sorts of crazy bullshit Tony Hawk stuff, right?
So how would you make the surfboard cooler? Put it on fire.
It's on fire now. I don't surf. I think Silver Surfer's so rad because it's just surfing the cosmos.
And Karl, just before we leave,
yes,
I have to just send one image to you.
Oh, did you
I'm
find
gonna
it?
put the image on screen right now, and I'm just gonna send it along to Karl and see how he reacts.
Let's see. Oh, that's so fucking cool! Look at it go hang 10, motherfucker!
God damn, it's so cool. Ghost Rider's so rad, and I'm just also so excited to play as, hopefully them, in a Marvel 4v4 tag game. Just Marvel's back, baby.
God, oh man, I need to put the Silver Surfer in.
Oh god, that'd be cool.
And Silver Surfer should fight with his hands behind his back. And just only fight you by doing fucking kick flips on the surfboard in your face.
Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all had a lovely time. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that jazz. But yeah, hope you all had a lovely day.
Let's go.
A warm welcome to all the guys, gals, and non-binary pals watching this video. I'm Lucas Holland, and this is another episode of Wiki Weekends. And I am, of course, joined by my lovely co-host, Karl Smallwood.
Hello, I am also here.
Karl is here, and Karl, today, it's been a hot minute since we've spoke about anything Spider-Man, and we're talking about one of Spider-Man's famous rogues. So, have you got a famous Spider-Man villain out there?
Well, I'm always down for 19 inches of Venom.
You're always down for 19 inches of Venom. Well, this kind of tangentially relates to Venom, because of course it is another Spider-Man rogue, but we're not talking about Venom today. We're talking about Kraven and the Kraven.
Oh man, like Cray fans rise up, let's go. The Cray heads, let's go. So, should we address the fact we talked about Kraven the Hunter nearly 5 years ago now, when this series was a side series on Fact Fiend, right?
I can't remember exactly how many years it's been, but it's at least been a few years, and it was Karl hosting over on a different channel talking about Sergey for like 10 minutes. And since then, we've had, like, Spider-Man 2 and an entire Kraven movie.
Hold that, will ya? Please? Buddy? Penthouse, please.
Yeah, there's been some big news for the Cray fans out there.
The Cray fans and the Kravans. I think there's been a lot less for the Kravans.
There's been like a lot of movement in the Kraven the Hunter community.
There has.
Most of it down.
a 50-50, really. Like, Spider-Man 2 was fantastic, and Kraven quickly became, like, way higher on my list of Spider-Man villains because of that.
You grow slow in your old age, Sergei. A fate you will not share.
Yeah, but then how much did it get undone by the Kraven the Hunter movie?
It didn't, because, Carl, like most of those Sony movies, I didn't go and watch it because I knew it would just hurt me.
What is happening right now?
We're being hunted.
By who?
That movie gave us one thing, and it's many pictures of Aaron Taylor-Johnson with, like, the best looking set of abs I've ever seen in my life.
Just the most rippling of rippling abs. Like, thing is though, those rippling abs would not let him kill fucking Null. Have you seen this? There's like the deleted scene where Kraven writes like Null, the god of the symbiotes or whatever it is, on his list. It's like, the fuck is Kraven gonna do about that?
But you know what? I respect Kraven because you can't say he doesn't aim high.
It's like there's aiming high and then there's trying to shoot God in the face.
And the thing is, Kraven doesn't shoot regularly. Like, most of the time, Kraven is a wielder of, like, fists and knives. And
it's the one thing I respect about Kraven, yeah. Like, I don't generally agree with the idea of hunting for sport's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hunting for food and hunting to, like, you know, if a population gets out of control and it needs, like, there's a certain level of, like, culling that needs to happen, sure.
Mm-hmm.
When you're hunting for sport, I don't like it because you've got a gun and the animal doesn't. Kraven does that shit with his bare hands.
I'd say he does, like, tend to use blades a lot of the time as well, but I do respect the fact that he's like, what is the most dangerous game? And he just writes down, like, symbiote god.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah. So, of course, we are talking about Sergei Kravenov from Earth 616. We're not talking about Aaron Taylor-Johnson today, really, but I guess there might be, like, potential for spoilers for both Spider-Man 2 and the movie, as we just, you know,
how are the spoilers for the movie that we've not seen?
Well, I've seen, like, a lot of clips of it and stuff, and I know how bad, like, the Rhino looks in that movie at the end.
Wait,
right?
The Rhino's in that movie?
Kinda.
No. How is Rhino a character they've fucked up, like, 3 times on the bounce? He's a dude in a rhino costume who runs in a straight line.
No, he's a dude who injects himself with a weird thing and turns into a Rockman, Carl.
Now, how hard is it to just put a guy in a rubber rhinoceros suit and have him run around, right?
How many of the video games did that and got it right?
Well, the fact is, I think Rhino is one of my, like, do you know you said who's your favourite Spider-Man villain?
Mm-hmm.
One of, like, it's got always Venom. But I've got to give an honourable shout-out to Rhino for being the most consistent tutorial boss in video game history. Because I think near enough every Spider-Man game has a boss fight against Rhino that teaches you how to dodge, because all Rhino does is run in a straight line.
Yeah.
In 25 years of video games, he's never learned to, like, turn a corner.
And the only time he did was in Spider-Man 2, where I can't remember whether you're Miles or Peter at the time. I think you're Miles. And the reason that he's turning is because you're, like, turning him through the shopping mall.
Hang on tight, tiny spider!
Spider-Man, hey! Need a little help? Hey! Whoa!
Like, what do you think Rhino did when, like, Miles forces him to go left? And he's like, the fuck is this? Do you think he got confused when he had to go left?
The thing is, I feel sorry because for a dude that ostensibly gets boiled down to the gimmick of running a straight line, the Juggernaut exists.
Yeah. As I said, like, there's that one comic where, like, the Juggernaut gets his power taken away and they get given to Colossus. And how mad do you think Rhino was? Like, that's my thing, right?
The Colossus doesn't even run.
Do you think he was like Yamcha in the Tournament of Power? He's just waiting. He's like, they're going to call me, right? And just Citarac never fucking calls Juggernaut, or never calls Rhino. It's like, who are you?
Oh, God, like, that should be a what if. What if Rhino got the Citarac stone instead, right? Or the Citarac gem.
The thing is that I can see if the Rhino got the Juggernaut's powers, he'd run off the edge of the earth and just fly into space. He's that much of a shit tier villain, right? He's like, I say, he's the tutorial boss in every Spider-Man game.
The amount of different Spider-Man games that I've played where just, it is, yeah, as you say, you're like stuck in a square with the rhino, and it's like, dodge out the way when rhino charges, and he'll run into the wall and become vulnerable.
Yeah, he'll get his horn stuck in the wall and you can just like whomp his ass.
Yeah.
And admittedly, he is a guy who primarily attacks by running headfirst into brick walls, so I don't imagine he's got that much brain power left, but still. You think like after like the 14th time Spider-Man did that, you think, why don't you try turning left?
But then at least the video games get the rhino right for the most part, whereas, as you say, the movies, it's, oh, now he's basically the Thing done badly. Now he's in a giant robot outfit. Like,
see, I didn't mind the robot outfit. It's just the fact you don't see him fight him.
I crush, so I kill you. I destroy you. You want me to come down there so you can kill me? Yes. I'll be right there.
Like, if you want to replicate the Rhino's powers with a suit, because in some incarnations, like in the Spider-Man games, Rhino's just a guy in a suit. He's grafted into it forever, but he's just a dude in a suit with, like, you know, enhancements made to him.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that Paul Giamatti gets 4 lines. Yeah. You don't see the fight. Like, the ending of that movie is a fight that would have been super awesome.
And also, the CG looked terrible, right? It looked even worse than when they couldn't put Bruce Banner inside the Hulk Buster convincingly. Going back to Kraven the Hunter, you know, speaking of someone that would hunt the rhino, we have a quote here from Sergei himself, and it says, "I'm not perfect, Belka, and I'm not going to do the accent, because I don't know what accent Kraven's meant to have."
Racist.
Yes. Squirrel Girl and I will have setbacks. There will be times when others tell you to give up hope, that if he ever existed, the Kraven you know is dead. But they are not reckoning with the persistence of a hunter. There will come a day when I stand beside you as an ally. And that's from Kraven the Hunter, and presumably like 2 Squirrel Girl, because Squirrel Girl and Kraven are like little besties nowadays.
Well, that's the thing, he hunted all the most dangerous game. The single most dangerous game in all of Marvel is Squirrel Girl. That's not a joke.
No, it's not. It's not.
She's the single most dangerous character in the entirety of the Marvel Universe.
Because her gimmick is that she can't be beaten, and usually most of her...
Yeah, she's One Punch Man for Marvel.
Yeah, most of her fights are, well, Squirrel Girl just defeated Galactus off-screen, and we don't know how, but Squirrel Girl wins, and that's the gimmick.
Yeah.
So technically the most dangerous game in Marvel Comics is Squirrel Girl, but this was like when Kraven was trying to become reformed, and Squirrel Girl saw something good in Kraven and believed that he wanted to be better. And
I'll be honest, it's really hard to believe that a guy has turned over a new leaf when he's wearing, like, the Cruella de Vil endangered animal costume. So how many endangered animals are in danger because of Kraven?
Probably all of them.
Yeah.
But Sergei Kravenov is a formidable big game huntsman, better known as Kraven the Hunter. Born from Russian aristocracy, of course, because he's a hunter. It's like, goddamn.
He's got to be a rich dickhead, right?
Yeah, how many rich dickheads have got nothing better to do than just shoot fucking animals for fun?
And as mentioned, I've got no issue with the idea of hunting if it's for food. Or if it's, like, you know, maintain, like, you know, the environment. But when you're, like, just some rich dickhead who goes and shoots an animal...
Yeah.
Because you want to shoot an animal because you can't legally kill a person. Because you know, rich people, if you were legally allowed to hunt people, they would, right?
Well, how many different things of that aped, right? Where just literally people pay to, like, I think it's like a Simpsons episode, right? Where they pay to hunt
like
humans.
Rainier Wolfcastle jokes about it, where it's like, I will turn this into a game preserve where I hunt the most dangerous game of all. Man. And he hunts Lenny for stealing a basketball.
I have purchased the Springfield YMCA. I plan to tear it down and turn the land into a nature preserve, where I will hunt the deadliest game of all. Man.
Hunger Games, they look at that and go, man, that's a fucking good idea. I hate that we've got laws that stop us doing it.
Yeah, the fact that Mr. Jimmy Beast himself was, like, watching Squid Game and went, you know what, that's a fucking great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, rich people, like, watch stuff like the Hunger Games and they see it as, like, a template to follow. Like, they're literally, do you know that joke about the guy, like, author, like, the Torment Nexus is like a cautionary tale about technology. Tech Bros 5 years later, we have built the Torment Nexus from the claim novel. Do not build the Torment Nexus.
It's the exact same we see, like, people talking about the future of AI nowadays, right? Of like, did you never watch any fucking movie from the 80s? Did you not see Skynet?
No, they didn't watch those movies. They watched a YouTuber tell them, like, the plot wrong.
Kravenov became renowned for his exceptional hunting skills, which he honed to fulfill his sense of lost nobility. During his travels across Africa, Kraven pushed his body beyond human limits with a voodoo potion that increased his strength and speed to extraordinary levels. And
that's a story from like the 80s, that right? Voodoo magic.
I think his there we go. His first appearance is Amazing Spider-Man number 15 from 64. So there's definitely elements here with like voodoo and calypso and stuff that has probably aged very poorly. Anyway, moving on, Karl.
Yes.
We have some information here about Sergei themselves. So hopefully, like someone like Kraven the Hunter would have some band names going on, right?
You think he would, right? Obviously, Kraven the Hunter is like a badass name, but I want it to be like called like Elephant Smasher or something like that, right?
Well, his current alias is Kraven Hunter, and then his previous aliases are Grim Hunter, good start, The Hunter, The Unhuntable Sergei. I quite like that one.
I like The Unhuntable Sergei, because like the idea that the hunter has become the hunted is like one of those classic tropes, right?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what circumstance I'm in, I am unhuntable, and Null's just looking at him like,
How much of a ball ache do you think it is, like, just go shopping in IKEA with Kraven the Hunter?
What do you
think
mean?
You'd go into like IKEA with him, he'd disappear, and you'd find him like just fucking like gutting the couches?
Not the blahages, no.
He just sees everything as like the hunt, and it's like not everything's a hunt, Kraven. Sometimes you just need to get like a sofa. Like, how much do you think Kraven the Hunter would lose his shit in a Build-A-Bear? Right? Would he just walk in and would he like not realise that Build-Up all the bears are fake? Like, oh my god, how many bears have you hunted? Look at all these pelts.
I actually think that he's the complete opposite, right? Because he looks at nature and says that that is not interesting enough game for him, so he has to hunt down Spider-Man, which we'll get to in a bit. Sergei literally looks at a lion and goes like, I'm not bothered, I need to hunt down superheroes.
After he punched out his 14th lion, is like, this is no challenge.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
Either bring me bigger lions or stop bringing me lions. So I can only make so many lion skin coats.
Is this the best you can do?
And we have some nicknames here. First nickname is The Beast. And the next one I do like, Emperor of the Wild.
Emperor of the Wild is great, but at the same time, it's really easy to be Emperor of the Wild when you got fucking superpowers.
Well, he doesn't.
Lions don't have superpowers.
That's the impressive thing, is most of the time, Sergei's just a dude.
He's just a guy.
And that's one of the most impressive things about it. He does occasionally take voodoo potions to like give himself superhuman abilities for like set periods of time, I believe. It's like taking a potion in a video game, right? Like in Skyrim, just like, you've got a buff for half an hour, go.
Never forget in Skyrim that you can like shrug off being hit by a dragon by eating 14 wheels of cheese.
It's just like real life.
The Dragonborn, man.
Just the Breath of the Wild tech of just apple.
Like, do you have like a favourite like bit of video game logic like that, where if you break it down, it makes the character seem terrifying? So, like the idea that Link can be like smacked by a Lionel and he can just wolf down 14 steaks and be fine, right? In like 1/4 of a second.
Like, that's the thing is, technically, he does all that in an instant.
Yeah.
It's like you can pause the game mid-flight from getting like struck down by a Lionel, and you can be fully healed by the time you hit the floor.
Yeah, like before he's even hit the floor, the 14 steaks are already being digested. Like, how efficient is his like immune system? Also, his digestive system.
The man stops time to just eat a gourmet meal and just heal up. But then you also have nicknames here of The Ghost and King of Lions, which are a little bit less impressive. I do prefer Emperor of the Wild, but...
Well, he's proven like his dominion over all the beasts, and that's the thing, like, as we mentioned, he hunts most of these things either with his bare hands or simply like just a knife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, if someone goes into the jungle and they kill a lion with their bare fucking hands, they just wanted it more. They just wanted that more. Like the lion, like, you know what, ripped to the lion, but Kraven's built different.
Kraven's hubris led him to seek out formidable adversaries to prove his prowess, coming into conflict numerous times with the superhero Spider-Man, a prey that Sergei constantly failed to defeat. And he's a dude trying to hunt Spider-Man. I think that's kind of fair enough that he keeps
He's pretty
failing.
badass, right? Like, most people who fight Spider-Man don't want to be fighting Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Kraven actively he wants to run that fade. He wants to fight Spider-Man. Have you got a favourite example of this? Is Kraven your favourite? Because there's a couple. We've talked about one in the past of Battle Beast, where his whole thing is like one of the strongest thing in the fucking universe, and it's really boring.
So, for example, there's the classic, like, the Dragon Ball enemies, and, like, the most recent one that I can think of is Jiren, of just, Carl's favourite upside-down Dorito-shaped man.
Just the alien Dorito.
Stood in the corner, like...
He knows he's the toughest thing in the universe. Nothing's going to beat Jiren. And like Goku sees it. Everyone else is terrified, and Goku sees him, and like his dick gets hard.
That's the thing is that, similar to Viltrumites, Saiyans, very, very similar. Viltrumites basically based on Saiyans, right? Obviously, Goku has a love for fighting, presumably because of his Saiyan biology, but he just, has that as a personality trait. But I really love the fact that Vegeta does it for sheer pride and nobility. Yeah. And it's very similar to... It is kind of
fucked up if you think about it with, like, Vegeta, that all he wants to do is preserve his nearly extinct race, and every time he talks about it, people give him shit. Like, when he wants to name his, like, daughter, I want to give her a Saiyan name, because there's, like, 4 Saiyans left in the universe, and, like, Bulma's like, no.
No, I am a billionaire, I run this city, like, fuck you, Vegeta. Obviously, Kraven and Vegeta are very similar in the sense that, like, they're both just people from nobility that have sheer pride, and that's what pushes them forward to prove themselves constantly.
Yeah, it's like, it's one thing to have, like, authority, but it's another thing to prove it. Like, it's one thing for Vegeta to say he's, like, the Prince of Saiyans, but it's like, okay, then, prove it. If you're the Prince of all Saiyans, like, you should be one of the greatest examples of your race, right? For Kraven, of like, if he thinks he's better than, like, he's aristocracy, so he thinks he's better than other people, but he wants to prove that he's better in every way that matters.
And that's the thing. Unlike Vegeta, who half of the time just spends it getting dicked on and proving that he's not the best, other than trying to take out fucking Spider-Man, Kraven kind of does prove he's the best.
Beautiful. But you still hold back. Kill or be killed.
Yeah, what it reminds me of is, like, we talked about on Fact Fiend years ago, like, Stoffel the honey badger, who apparently is, like, still alive.
Oh, shit.
And the Stoffel the honey badger, where they caught the honey badger and they put it in its enclosure, and it got out and attacked a lion.
Mm-hmm.
And after they got the honey badger out of the lion enclosure, and it, like, recovered in the hospital, the first thing it did is break into the lion enclosure again. And they put, like, extra fencing up to protect the lions from Stoffel. Not because they think Stoffel would be able to hurt the lions, but it's just because it was really annoying and stressing them out that every time they thought they were safe, it'd break in and get them again.
Because, like, that's the thing is, Kraven keeps getting probably fucking hospitalized in fights against Spider-Man, because, again, he's a normal dude.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, let me at him. I've got him this time. He does, at some points, like, take potions and stuff, so it does give him, like, some certain amount of, like, extended age or, like, youth or whatever, but the dude's, like, in his 70s, I think, and he's still just, like, letting me at him.
Well, it's the thing, like, Sylvester Stallone's in his 70s, and he could probably rip my fucking head off.
Yeah, but you're not Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I know that you've got that Spider-Man poster behind you, Karl,
but it's more like I'm saying, like, old people can still be pretty tough, especially in the universe of, like, magic bullshit.
Constantly, yes. And I just have nothing but respect for Kraven of, like, I'm never going to end with this bullshit. And, of course, at times, Kraven has not been alone in his prideful pursuit to take down the Wallcrawler, as he has been aided by his equally villainous half-brother, the Chameleon, and the Voodoo Princess, Calypso, having also formed part of Dr. Octopus's Sinister Six. It's the weird thing about Kraven, and there is a storyline I want to specifically talk about with Kraven that kind of talks about why, but he doesn't get much play considering he's one of the original Sinister Six.
Yeah, and, like, he's one of the more interesting members of it because he's not there for any other reason than I want to beat up Spider-Man. He has no motivations beyond I want to beat up Spider-Man. And, like, on some occasions, he has turned on the Sinister Six. Like, in my head as well, like, 'cause we've not really had a Sinister Six team up in like media yet, or at least one that explores how they actually bother to team up. It's always told in the background, like the Spider-Man PS4 game. Like Octavius gets the Sinister Six together, like off screen. I just want to see one meeting where Dr. Octopus walks in and everyone laughs. Because you know when he walked in and went, hello, I'm Dr. Octopus, you know at least one person there's going...
No, because everyone else is called, like, fucking Electro and the Vulture. And obviously...
I just want to see them sat at a desk, having a meeting on Zoom.
Well, there is a picture here in the gallery where it does show all of, like, the Sinister Six together in one of the old school comic books, so I'll put that up now. I can't, go through it all right now, but yeah, it does show just... There is at times where they're just having an argument at the table, like, what the fuck is going on?
I just love when they have those sit-downs. Like, they do it a lot in DC. Like, the animated shows, like, they'll have, like, the Legion of Doom and stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll just, like, meet up and, like, they'll have arguments, and that's where you get one of, like, the best episodes of Justice League Unlimited, where the Flash and Lex Luthor swap bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Flash is just walking around, like, evil villain HQ, and he just goes to the bathroom and doesn't wash his hands. And, like, you just see the villain, like, it's one of the best moments because, like, one of the guys just goes, "You're not going to wash your hands?" And just Flash Lex Luthor goes, "No, because I'm evil."
You going to wash your hands? No, because I'm evil.
I just like the idea of that. Probably after they swap their minds back, there's just a rumour now that, like, Lex Luthor's got piss fingers that he can never live down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Lex Luthor just don't wash his hands.
I don't know what men need to hear this, but clearly a lot of them, based on, like, the amount of bars I've been to and seen people not wash their hands. Like, everybody, wash your hands when you go to the toilet, please.
You just touch your dick, wash your hands.
It's fucking... to anyone out there, not just men, anyone go in the toilet, wash your fucking hands afterwards. I don't know why it needs to be stated. Please, it's gross.
Yeah. And also, if you're not going to wash your hands, please don't go up to the mirror and then do your hair with your piss-covered hands.
Oh,
so all I think when I look at is like, you got piss in your hair now.
I was going to say, like, the PS4 Spider-Man game that you mentioned does have the Sinister Six in it, but, like, again, Dr. Octopus just goes the raft, and then they all break out, and they're together as a team. You don't see any of the actual, like, conversations they have. They are just a team taking down Spider-Man all of a sudden, and then... they have boss fights.
I just want to see a scene with them all sat down at chairs. I want to see the scene where they have to, like, bring in a chair for the Rhino. Right? Because that's the thing, they're the mechanics of, like, the universe that I want to know. It's like, that's why the She-Hulk show was kind of disappointing I want to know the mechanics of how you take a superhero to court. Like with, like, Kraven when he's in the Sinister Six. I don't need, like, okay, sure, but I want to just see one meeting where they're sat there having a meeting. I want to see what that meeting looks like.
And you know they all sit down and Kraven's like, I'm not sitting. I'm standing. I'm going to stand here at the table. It's like,
you know, it's like an argument, right? It's like one of the best things about The Boys in those early seasons where they have, like, the sit-down meetings, like the first episode, where, like, they sit down and, okay, we've got a really serious problem. And you see, like, Starlight go, finally, I get into, like, the nitty-gritty on the superhero life. It's like someone's stealing our movies.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you just see, like, Starlight die inside. Like, is this what I fucking signed up for? The Sinister Six must have to, like, they must have had a meeting about their name, right? They must have had a brand meeting.
So we often refer to, like, aliases, nicknames as band names.
Yeah.
Like, what is the Sinister Six if not a band name?
Yeah. Also, do the Sinister Six, do they know each other's personal, like, secret identities?
Yeah.
Do they talk to each other? Do they use their, like, alter egos?
Especially after playing Spider-Man 2 on the PS5, like, would you really want to be part of the Sinister Six, giving up your secret identity to Kraven?
They said you were a killer. Imagine my disappointment.
Sinister Six occasionally have moments where they win, but even 6 of them normally can't take out Spider-Man.
Like, there was one comic where, like, the X-Men go to Spider-Man's house. And they think, well, it's fucking Spider-Man in it. What's he going to do about it? And he beats up all the X-Men and says, why have you never fought like this before? I was like, you never came to my house. And just, like, they make a note of, like, don't go to Spider-Man's house again.
Don't piss off Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Got it. Right, yeah. Going to the Sinister Six here, it says, unable to best the Wallcrawler on his own, Kraven sought strength in numbers. Early in his career, he and 5 other members of Spider-Man Rogues Gallery united under the leadership of Dr. Octopus. brilliant, respected scientist turned tentacled terror.
Here's the thing as well. He's still a respected scientist.
Yeah, him and Norman Osborn are still very respected scientists despite the supervillainy.
Like, you don't lose your doctorate when you commit evil crimes.
Maybe you should.
You can't take that away from him. It's like he still earned his doctorate.
He did.
It's like the Lizard. Like, I don't like he should be called Dr. Lizard.
Connors as well.
He's still a doctor.
But it depends whether he sees the Lizard as a separate identity, right?
No, it's just Lizard. That's one of my favourite jokes in like the Austin Powers series, where they call like, Mr. Evil. It's like, it's Dr. Evil. Like, I went to evil medical school, show me some fucking respect.
Now, Mr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. I didn't spend 6 years in evil medical school to be called Mr. Thank you very much.
The classic thing of Batman refers to himself as Batman in his head, whereas when you ask Spider-Man, does Spider-Man exist? He's like, no, it's a shitty secret identity I made up to protect my friends and family.
Yeah.
It's like Spider-Man isn't a person, it's just a gimmick.
Yeah.
I wonder whether Dr. Connors sees himself as something separate than the Lizard.
No, he loves being the Lizard. We talked about the Lizard in one of the earliest episodes. I fucking love the fact he's just, I'm a lizard.
He is.
Let me be a lizard. Like, there's like comic runs where he's just in prison as the Lizard, just doing like science and shit.
That's one thing I like about The Amazing Spider-Man, is the fact that he just commits and he's like, motherfuckers, we're all going to be lizards. This is great. I don't like how he looks.
The biggest flaw of that movie is that Dr. Connors doesn't just go on the news and ask people. I joke about it in that episode I mentioned, where if Dr. Connors went onto the news and had like a press conference, like as the Lizard, and went, look, I'm a lizard. Okay, it's a bit weird, but my arm grew back. Is there anybody out there who would volunteer for this, who wants to be a lizard, who maybe has like, you know, a similar disability that I had? Is there any like people out there who are paraplegic who would like to walk again as a lizard?
That's the thing, like, I'd say it could cure like paralysis, or like for anyone who's an amputee or anything like that, or someone who's born with like certain deficiencies, like the healing factor of being a lizard might be able to help you. Do you want to try it? I'm not saying that everyone would make that choice or should make that choice, but you'd certainly get volunteers.
Yeah, also as well, you know, give them the choice.
Yes. Obviously, he's got to be a supervillain and be like, no, you're all fucking lizards now.
Imagine like what Spider-Man would do if he like breaks in to stop like him releasing the gas, and everyone there's like, what are you doing? We volunteered. I want to be a lizard. And then they sue Spider-Man because like, now I can't walk because Spider-Man stopped me from being a lizard.
Oh god.
I want to be a lizard, Lucas.
I know you do, Carl. I know.
You know there'd be so many people who'd be doing it, right? Imagine how mad hype people would be if they could just be a lizard.
It's that man that's like, I don't want to cure cancer or make everyone dinosaurs.
It's like in DC, there was a great moment with that as well, where a guy invents like a jetpack and Superman just like catches him like robbing a bank. And Superman's not even mad, he's just disappointed of like, have you any idea how many people he could have helped with this, and he used it to rob a bank?
Well, Spider-Man Homecoming with all the vulture tech. Just sell that shit to tech companies and stuff. Like, obviously, there's limited amount of resources available for all the, like, alien shit they crib, but maybe contact Tony Stark for a fucking, like, government deal or some shit.
It's like, hey, do you have this, like, Chitauri tech? I was able to cobble it together into, like, a working flight suit. Considering like how much the US military wants to replicate Iron Man's technology, a cobbled together version that's like, you know, a good facsimile of what he's able to do would be valuable.
And you've got to imagine that the Vulture in that scenario sees that he's merely a middleman between the Tinkerer and whoever would do that deal, and knows that he's probably just going to get shut out.
Yeah.
And he's like, all he's doing is like the thieving.
Yeah.
It's the Tinkerer that's doing the actual work there, so I imagine that's probably part of the reason why the Vulture's like, nah, it's all for me. Going back to Kraven here, the inaugural incarnation of the Sinister Six also included the Shifty Sandman, the illusion-casting Mysterio, the high-flying, low-down Vulture, and Electro. And poor Electro.
Maybe Electro's just not too bothered by it. It's like, I'm living electricity, like gargle my electric balls.
You couldn't even just put the electrifying Electro, nothing like that. How dare you, Wiki writers?
I bet Electro just hates electrical puns. Like, do you like when you become like a villain as a theme, you either love puns about like your theme.
Have you seen Electro's outfit? Of course he fucking loves puns. He's in a bright yellow Thunderbolt mask.
Yeah, that's true. And we've got to give a shout out as well to Jamie Foxx, like one of my favourite lines when he's talking about how he's about to die. It's like, I was about to become pure energy. I was whooping Spider-Man's ass. It's like, you know what he was?
He kind of was for a minute.
Bet you never saw this coming.
But here, in the comic books at least, the villain's master plan was to pummel the wall crawler one by one until one of them would manage to defeat him. The outcome...
Again, we've got what? How many PhDs are there on that Sinister Six team?
Yeah.
And what's their master plan?
Beat the shit out of him.
Why don't we all just jump him and kick until he dies? You think Kraven would think of a better plan of attack than, why don't we just all beat him up at the same time?
Well, I mean, that's normally Kraven's plan of attack.
Yeah. You think he'd sneak up on him though, right? Well, just like the way you word it, it just sounds like they just jumped him. Do you like
That's the way the wiki makes it sound.
Yeah, like, do you know where, like in Spider-Man 3, where just like Peter Parker just riding on his little scooter, and just Harry Osborn just flies in and beats the shit out of him.
But it just says here, the outcome, Spidey 6, bad guy 0. How bad does it feel to get, like, Electro, Mysterio, Dr. Octopus, Vulture, Sandman, and Kraven together, and Spidey kicks all your asses at once?
Well, that's when they go and make the Sinister 12, right? Like, clearly the answer is more villains. Like, the six heaviest hitters of his rogues gallery couldn't do it together, but what about if we get a couple jobbers in here? Like, eventually he'll get tired, right? Like, if I sent 6 of the toughest dudes after Spider-Man, and I see on the news that he whooped all their asses without trying, I would stop sending dudes after Spider-Man.
Again, it's something that we say as if, like, why'd you commit crime in New York City in Marvel Universe? Like, Earth 616, I'd be getting the first flight out of America.
Just New York.
New York specifically, because there's so many heroes there, but just, like, probably just America in general.
It's just, you feel so bad for anyone in New York, because from, like, probably downtown, you can see, like, 3 separate skyscrapers full of superheroes. Like, you've got, like, the Baxter Building, the Avengers Tower, and, like, the Sanctum Sanctorum just all sat there waiting.
And then there's also, like, the bar. Is it, like, Josie? No, it's not Josie's bar, is it? There's another bar that, like, Luke Cage hangs out and all that jazz.
Yeah, like, there's Harlem, there's Hell's Kitchen. That's the thing, like, you walk around, like, New York, like, you see a wallet on the floor and you go pick it up, he's got a claymore in it from the Punisher, like, don't commit crime. Right?
You'll learn your lesson.
And never forget, there's that guy who goes to Mexico in the Punisher show, and just Punisher gets him from across state lines. Like, he got him in another country. Like, the idea that you can flee to another country and the Punisher can still shoot you is terrifying.
Oh, God, yeah. You don't normally have to worry about that unless it comes to the comic book that I wanted to talk about, Carl, which is The Last Hunt. And basically, the reason why it seems as though we haven't got much, like, Kraven material in, like, movies and such is basically just The Last Hunt was so good that we never got a Kraven storyline for another, like, 20 years or something.
He's a very one-dimensional character as well. Like I said, it's a trope that is quite common. There's a DC character introduced in the Batman Beyond show, and he's basically just Kraven. And his backstory is like he got attacked by a jaguar when he was hunting for it in like Africa, and they gave him a robot spine. And he just hears about, well, after I got that robot spine, I was strong enough to like rip every animal apart with my bare hands. So hunting wasn't challenging. I heard like in Gotham, Batman returned, and he sees Batman as this like demon of like, well, everyone told me he was a man, but a man doesn't return from seeming death after 20 years with the youthful vigor of a man in his 20s. There's got to be something going on there.
Fair, yeah. And I do think, like, at very least in this Last Hunt comic, it's seen as like, you know, just a standout moment for Kraven as a character, and it was just basically like, yeah, they kind of did the best job they could. Like, there's no point revisiting Kraven because you're just going to make a worse story. As time passed, his aggravation combined with his inability to run the superhero down, meaning Spider-Man, it further destroyed Kraven's sanity. A time ago, he had faced Deadpool, who was in possession of the Venom symbiote. He confused the Merc with a Mouth with Spider-Man and went after him. When Kraven realised that he wasn't Spider-Man, the alien, meaning the Venom symbiote, gained control over Deadpool's body and suggested that the Hunter use a gun next time.
I can't imagine how terrifying it was for Kraven when he went after Deadpool thinking it was Spider-Man, and it looked like Spider-Man pulled out a Glock.
Yeah, I was about to say
imagine
that.
how fucked would the criminals of New York be if Spider-Man went, fuck it, I'm using a gun now.
Yeah, like
you won't have a chance, right? The fact that Spider-Man fights with his bare hands is a choice he makes.
The idea that Kraven's like, no, I'm going to do this the honourable way, and to him, Spider-Man just pulled some guns out. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But driven by this idea, he hatched a scheme that actually did defeat Spider-Man, and seemingly and uncharacteristically shot him. So he just shot Spider-Man.
Which I bet, though, there's no sport in that.
No,
like, the whole reason he doesn't use a gun is because there's no sport in shooting something like that. That's why, like I said, the problem with hunting is like when you see people who, like, defend hunting talking about if it's this like battle between you and nature, it's like you're not. You just shot it in the face from a mile away. You're in no danger.
Yeah, and that's why Kraven didn't want to do this. Like at any point, he could have just sniped him.
Spider-Man could have as well. Like imagine Spider-Man with a sniper rifle.
Spider-Man pulls out the 50 cal. Just what do you do?
Like, you know it'd be the spider rifle.
Oh dear God!
New York would be fucked if Spider-Man just got a gun. Have you ever seen that meme of how long would Lord of the Rings be if you like gave like Frodo a gun? And it's like, okay, this would be the plot. The rest of the book will be getting the gun away from him. Like Spider-Man, right? Like, how quick would like his villain problem be solved if he got a gun? It's like quickly, but then the problem is getting the gun back off him.
It is, yes, yeah. And then when Kraven had considered his enemy effectively dead, Kraven buried him alive. So he must have been like shot and alive, but he was like, the job's done. So he buried him. And after this, Kraven donned a copy of Spider-Man's costume and sought to prove that he was superior at his enemy's activities, to like prove to himself that he is truly better than Spider-Man. Instead of finally beating him up in a fight, he just decided to then be Spider-Man and started brutally attacking and beating up criminals, culminating in 15 men in the hospital and 1 killed.
Thing is though, right, 15 men in the hospital is like one mission on Spider-Man PS4. Like, last time people see enemies in that game when I'm fighting them is on a radar screen.
Yeah, because just one, like, fucking random crime is 15 men put down.
Yeah.
Kraven then single-handedly captured a minor supervillain called Vermin, who Spider-Man needed the help of Captain America to defeat. So apparently Spider-Man couldn't defeat this jobber called Vermin?
Maybe it's like, you're having an off day.
He might have just been, but I've never...
He might have had, like, diarrhea.
I've never heard of Vermin, and it might just be that, like, Spider-Man killed him. Like, he's just, I've had enough.
Maybe it was like, I'm too strong. Like, you know, you're, like, over-leveled, and you kill the enemy too quick and to get the loot. So I need someone who's got super strength, but not too much super strength, so I'll get Captain America in.
And, like, I don't know how Spider-Man needed the help of Captain America, but I do appreciate that Kraven was like, to prove myself, I'm going to put down someone who Spider-Man couldn't put down on his own. Which technically means that Vermin was better than the entire Sinister Six.
Man, that guy's balls must have been so fucking big. When he went to prison... Like, do you like the Sinister Six? I bet they're all in prison. I bet they all sit at the same table like some shitty clique. You know, Vermin went up and just, like, spilled, like, Dr. Octopus's lunch on his stomach. What are you fucking going to do about it? I beat Spider-Man.
Or not even that you beat Spider-Man, but that Spider-Man didn't beat him alone.
Yeah. Like, if you say, like, if you go to prison and say, like, Spider-Man needed Captain America to get me, no one's messing with that guy in prison, right?
No. But then, of course, because comic books, Carl, after that triumph, Spider-Man was soon revived from the tranquilizer dart he was actually shot with and dug his way out of his grave. Kraven greeted him and explained that he had made a point about defeating his enemy, the one that he clearly could not on his own.
So someone who wrote this just read, unless it was out before it, but
this was
the
like
Dark Knight.
80s.
So maybe it's okay. It'll be before Dark Knight, then I imagine, because that's what Batman does to Superman.
I think so. Yeah, I think.
In which case, yeah, maybe Frank Miller took some inspiration from this storyline. Because if anyone doesn't know, in like the Dark Knight Returns storyline, like Batman, after he beats Superman's ass, tells him, but you'll know that I could have mixed like the kryptonite that I used to weaken you I could have made it a little bit stronger. I could have made my suit a little bit faster. And you're always going to know that I could have beaten you and chose not to. And then, like, as a heart attack.
You might be on something. Dark Knight Rises was written in 1986, and then Kraven's Last Hunt came out in 87. So you could be onto something with the inspiration for that there.
Yeah, like, just, I didn't kill you, but I could have. And you're always going to know that. And that's enough for me.
Fair, yeah. And I've put 2 and 2 together with that, because I thought the Dark Knight Rises were like 90s with Frank Miller.
It feels like a more 90s thing, doesn't it?
He released Vermin and told Spider-Man to pursue him. It was basically like yeah, go on. Not only did I prove a point beating Vermin on my own, if you think that was just a one-off for Vermin, go prove it.
Yeah. Go get him.
Go make a point.
I would not want to see the beatdown Spider-Man laid on Vermin when he caught him.
Yeah, maybe that's why we've never heard of Vermin ever again.
We've never heard of him again because, like I said, he's still recovering. I just smash cut to Vermin in the full body cast in the hospital.
If you keep these shenanigans up, you might as well move in.
But Doc, I'm fine, see? Look!
More like a maraca. Maybe you can't appreciate the extent of your injuries, but I can.
The reason why, like, unfortunately, we've not seen a lot of Kraven, you know, just basically he convinced himself that he finally regained his honor. He left a note for the police confessing that he impersonated Spider-Man and took his own life. And then for a long time, we just never really, you know, comic book writers didn't feel the need to go and retouch Kraven apart from adding some addendums to the story and stuff. But
yeah, you don't really need to, do you? It's like you said, his hunt was done.
Yeah, and I think there's some extra comic books that were brought out later, years later, because people were just convinced, well, Kraven's not actually dead. He must have...
No one in comics is ever dead, but his story is... He might as well be dead because his story's finished.
They wrote some comic books where, like, Kraven's ghost visited Spider-Man to prove a point of, like, no, he's dead. And then they brought him back, I think, in, like, the 2010s, and, like, no one's ever really made a great story with him since, apart from, like, arguably Spider-Man 2, or, like, the kind of redemption story that he has becoming friends with Squirrel Girl, but there's not been like another storyline, it seems, that has done him as much justice, at least in the comics. Like, that's the thing, is Kraven was like, fuck you, I win. And again, he was like a man in his 70s, even though he'd had a lot of enhancements over the years and like appeared to be younger and stuff. He was just like,
yeah,
no, I proved that I was better than Spider-Man. That was it. That was the greatest hunt. Until then he decided to apparently hunt down Null in a deleted scene in that movie.
I'm going to do it like Spider-Man 2. Let's go.
A note to end on, we did mention this back in the day, but I can't not mention what we opened up with. I'm talking about the fact that Kraven the Hunter has a transportation known as the Kraven.
It might be the heart. I think one of the reasons that, like, one of the things that solidified Wiki Weekends as a concept is that early episode where I revealed that, and me and you laughed for about 30 seconds straight.
It's such a good
about
point.
The idea of the Kraven. I missed when every superhero just had like a themed car,
yeah,
even though they could fly or didn't need a car. Like Wonder Woman can fly and she has a fucking jet,
an invisible jet that you can seemingly maybe see her through.
Which just makes it look like she's flying sat down.
Which, if anything, looks really, like, intimidating.
The only way it could be more intimidating, she was T-posing. Right?
But yeah, the Kraven is literally just a van. It might as well just be a fucking Ford Transit, but he's just painted it with some cool Kraven artwork.
Oh, so he just looks like a van for, like, a band, right?
Yeah, it basically is.
A glam metal band or something from, like, the 80s. Like, what, like, one of Spider-Man's rogues gallery would you most want to see driving a car? And why is it Venom? Because you can put the clip in of Venom driving the truck from the 90s cartoon.
I was going to say someone that could fly, like Vulture or Electro. But yeah, the idea of Venom, who, bear in mind, can travel through the internet. Yep. Just sitting in a truck.
Another early Wiki Weekends episode. Venom can travel through the internet.
He can. He can come and
he
find
jumped into an Ethernet cable once. Fuck you.
He just travelled through the Ethernet cable.
He travelled as internet. He emailed himself to Spider-Man and beat him up. Like, what is comic books, right? When I can say the sentence, Venom can email himself to Spider-Man.
What does that look like? Just Spider-Man opens up a thing of like potential dangerous email. It's like,
it's like there's a dangerous attachment on this message. Like, I better delete that then. And Venom just jumps out his phone and beats him up.
It's like, is it a phishing scam? What is it? And Venom pops out. God, well, thank you all for joining us on this lovely episode and this lovely little like revisit to a character.
This retrospective.
Yes, it was indeed, and just I've gained more appreciation for Kraven, especially since that game came out, and goddamn, like, he's actually a really cool villain, and it makes a lot of sense reading through that Last Hunt story of like, well, yeah, this is why he never appeared in like any of the movies, right?
He was done. He beat up everyone.
He just beat up the greatest hunt of all, Venom, coming at you through a fucking email.
Yeah, I do question though why he specifically zeroed in on Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man's like one of the greatest heroes, but there are other heroes stronger than Spider-Man.
Well, I guess for a hunt, it's because Spider-Man has a spider sense, right? So, like, Spider-Man's pretty much the only hero, maybe other than, like, a couple of others. Like, maybe Wolverine could, like, smell him coming or something, but literally you can't sneak up on Spider-Man.
You also can't kill Wolverine. Like, surely Wolverine's the ultimate hunt, because he's, like, a wild animal, but it's a wild animal that cannot be caged. For a hunter like Kraven, surely a wild animal that can't be caged and can't be killed or stopped by bullets is the ultimate hunt.
Maybe that was just too ultimate. It's like there's the most dangerous game and there's the unkillable game.
That would be like the shortest comic ever, right? Of like Kraven hunts the Wolverine. Wolverine puts his fist through Kraven's head. End of comic. Right? Because like he's probably thinking like, well, Spider-Man just beats me up, and it's like Wolverine will put his fucking claws through your face. You're done.
Thank you all for watching, and I hope everyone has a lovely day.
Yes. The Kraven.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Wiki Weekends, where we find a wiki, we take a deep dive and we keep swimming until we find something fun to talk about. I haven't done my intro like that in quite some time, but my co-host of course, Karl Smallwood.
Hello.
Think of some kind of reason why I went back to the little swimming intro today.
Is that because we're talking about a comic character?
We are talking about a comic book character, and maybe we're talking about one that can swim.
Is it Namor?
No, it's not. So, Karl, I'm going to just do the little, like, quote intro here, and it's a couple of quotes between a couple of characters, and then you are going to be able to guess who the hero is after this.
Okay.
That shark is a nightmare. Sharks should stay in the ocean where they belong. Armor? That's maybe a bit drastic. He's pretty cute. Storm? My head was in his mouth, Hisako. Okay, yeah, that's bad. Karl.
So this is Jeff the Land Shark.
It is Jeff the Land Shark. You are correct. It's Marvel Rivals, baby.
The scourge of quick play.
I was about to say, a character that everybody loves and nobody has rage quit because of.
The only reason people rage quit is because they have no whimsy in their souls.
Mm-hmm. When you just hear, like, the ult power up and he's like, nom, nom, nom.
I will say his ult has a ridiculous hitbox, and it should not catch. It should not catch me if I'm Iron Man and I'm flying. I will say that. I'll also say if I'm outside the circle, it should also not catch me.
I think we can all appreciate that moment that Storm clearly had in this comic. Of like, I was in his mouth.
Yeah.
It's not okay. As Jeff just throws himself off the edge.
If we played Marvel Rivals, we've all been Jeffed. And you know what? It's annoying when it happens. It's fucking hilarious to do it.
It's absolutely great. Like, I was playing with a few friends over Christmas break, and just the moment it's like, oh yeah, you play Jeff the Land Shark. They're quite easy to pick up, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like, you did a good job. You ate a few people, like, well done. But next time you do it, just jump off the edge. What? It's like, just jump off the edge with the
thing is that that's the character for you, because if people don't know Lucas's like approach to playing video games, he will always pick whatever is the singular most annoying thing to do. For example, in Smash Bros, you like love playing Kirby to do what, Lucas?
I do the classic Kirby thing of like just suck one person into the mouth, jump off the edge. And even better, if it's like a big heavy character that can't make it back, but Kirby can, because that's even more annoying.
Or you play Ganondorf and you just do like just the choke slam off the edge, right?
Yeah.
The Ganon side.
Or as well, when you play Yoshi, make sure that you like stand on the edge and just egg them off when they're on high damage.
And again, this is the most annoying fucking thing in the world to get hit by, but doing it is one of the most satisfying things.
It's just funny, right?
Learn to counterplay.
Yeah, and obviously there are some, like, balance changes that could be happening, like you say, for example, with his hitbox. Like, it is insane the amount of times, like, oh no, I'm outside of his circle, don't worry. Nom, nom, nom. And it's like, how did that get me?
Lucas, are you ever safe from a shark?
You're not safe from a shark. I love the fact as well, you just like hear Jeff when you're like under the water going,
he loves it. He loves being a shark. Jeff the Land Shark is a legitimately fantastic character. And I was curious who you were going to talk about. So I knew you were going to do a Marvel Rivals character. I was like, are you going to do Jeff the Land Shark? This is adorable. Or are you going to do Luna Snow for that fucking, like, that ass?
You can't say that, because in the universe that is Marvel Rivals, like, Luna Snow is, you know, considerably quite, like, non-curvy, right? Relatively speaking, because you've got characters like Black Widow and Squirrel Girl, just with insane proportions out there.
The thing is, though, everyone in that game is the most handsome version of the character I've seen. Have you seen, like, the thirst after, like, Ben Grimm?
Like, Reed Richards is hot as fuck in that game.
Just Daddy Reed Richards. Like, every character design in that game is 10 on 10.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking money burning on screen.
And of course, that's why we're talking about Jeff the Land Shark in particular, because just, hey, is one of the notable, like, comic book characters that was lesser known. Like, I hadn't really heard much about Jeff the Land Shark until Rivals came out, and then all of a sudden everyone's gone, holy crap, this thing is adorable, and its ultimate is so annoying.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I've found myself enjoying Marvel Rivals, because they haven't just gone for the safe picks.
Yeah.
They've picked some weirder, more obscure characters. Like, there's a Luna Snow in there, there's a Jeff the Land Shark, there's Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, but there's also, like, Magneto, and Wolverine, and Spider-Man.
With the amazing Spider-Man! Hey, sorry team, there's no bad guys left.
But at the same time, there's some notable missing characters from that select screen, like, where's Cyclops?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And, like, where's the other versions of Spider-Man that isn't Spider-Man or Penny Parker? Or arguably Venom? But, like, I'm really enjoying the massive selection of heroes they have. I think they've done a really good job of finding a balance of, like, popular ones and then some obscure ones at the same time. And, like, I'm really looking forward to them just filling out that roster over and over, like, dropping all the Fantastic Four in one go.
And an aspect of Marvel Rivals that I'd not considered until I saw it pointed out is that this is like the first Marvel product released where they haven't been hamstrung by the MCU.
Yeah.
And as a result, have been able to get weird with it and give the characters distinct personalities that aren't just MCU-ified. And presumably you've seen, hey, here's like the Thor Love and Thunder costume in Marvel Rivals. Here it is in like that Marvel Avengers game.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's night
I
and
did
fucking
see
day.
that thread of just, here's the Black Panther, like, you know, kind of like barbarian-esque suit, and it's like, it's so flat looking in Marvel's Avengers.
Because they've had to give them realistic human proportions, and they've had to make the costume MCU-ish. Whereas with Marvel Rivals, like, well, we can make it look like the comic books.
And even the literal MCU outfits they put in Marvel Rivals look swag as fuck.
Because they're like elevating them just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are indeed. And I mentioned the Guardians of the Galaxy game. That's another one that really benefited from just like not having anything to do with the MCU, right?
Lady Hellbender seeks the monster within. The small, ugly one is clearly the correct choice. He is cruel, sadistic, and his soul is filthy and filled with rage. Monster Queen would pay a great sum for such a creature.
Really? How great?
How are you okay with this?
Because I know what I am. And I know what he ain't.
I am
I think one of my favourite things about that game is the reimagining of Star-Lord, not as being obsessed with the 80s, but being obsessed with an obscure, and then it's not real, but it's in that universe obscure, heavy metal band.
Yeah, because is it the band that's called Star-Lord?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the idea that Star-Lord is just, he was a teenager on Earth who was obsessed with a heavy metal band, and then went to fucking space, and that's the only connection he has to Earth, I think is way better than him listening over and over to, like, the playlist his mum made.
Pretty far out.
Nobody says far out anymore, Ma. Ma.
What?
Nobody says far out anymore.
Oh, your mom does.
No teenager listens to their mum's music, let's be honest.
Maybe not teenagers specifically, but I guess he was like a kid, right?
Yeah, but I like the idea of him listening to heavy metal because it makes him feel like he's got more. The music is more related to his own personality. Also, as well, I will say, Zero to Hero. Well, the opening of that game where he just puts the headphones on, it plays Zero to Hero by Star-Lord, is fucking incredible.
Also, I will say, I'm pretty sure though, that is still his mum's music taste, right? In that
She's
game.
like an old head. It's like, hey, I just used to rock it back in the day. Where she's been like the cool mom of like, it's not my scene, but I would have been there if I was your age.
Yeah, I think that's it, right? Is like she listened to like clearly more classic metal bands back in the day, and that's where he got his metal taste from. But like,
yeah,
Star-Lord, the band, is the band that like he likes.
Yeah, it'd be like my dad saying like, if I don't know, he listens to Black Sabbath, and I go and listen to Metallica. It's like there's a line between those two bands, but one's like, you know, clearly before the other. I still have some of Star-Lord's music on my playlist because, like I said, Zero to Hero is a legitimately fantastic, just butt rock song.
But coming back all the way around to Jeff the Landshark Karl, we have his name here, which is great. Jeffrey, the first of his name of the former Staten Island. Like, he's got a full title.
Got a title.
And his aliases are Jeff the Baby Landshark and, of course, Venom Jeff.
To be fair, I don't mind Jeff getting Venom-fied. Fuck it. Like, we always joke about how it's one of the most boring things Marvel do, but I think... And when I say that, I mean, it's boring that Marvel always gives a character the Venom symbiote. I don't mind them giving it to a cutesy character, because that's actually kind of cool. Because it lets you reimagine a cutesy character in a completely different art style, which is interesting.
It is, yeah. And it's not that necessarily that it's bad every time they do it. It's just the amount of times that they've done, someone's got Venom, or someone, like everyone has literally got the Phoenix Force, right? That happened at some point.
Yes, and did you happen to see, it was leaked a while ago, and it's like, here's from that Spider-Man Dimensions game of this is what Black Cat was going to look like with a symbiote suit?
No, I did not see that.
And the spider symbol is, she has like the boob window, but the boob window is the Spider-Man symbol formed by the symbiote, and it goes hard as fuck. Like, obviously it's edgy as fuck, but it's such an interesting way of, it's Web of Shadows.
Ah, okay, yeah. Super edgy, like, we can't deny it, but it is a cool idea.
It's more interesting than just making them like a screaming monster, right? Which they also turn into.
We can talk about one person that has been Venom-fied in a second, but Venomized? I don't know what the verbiage would be, but...
I think the word is Marvel ran out of ideas.
Well, Jeff the Baby Landshark is... currently the pet of Kate Bishop and Gwenpool. And Gwenpool himself, I don't think, has been, like, Venomified, but Gwen Stacy has become Gwenom, I believe, at some point. And
do you know what? I don't mind that, because that's actually a pretty good pun.
It is the Gwenom,
That's pretty good. I'm not mad at Gwenom.
That leads into my Patreon vote for this month, everybody. So I am doing a Battle of the Gwens, so to speak, over on our Patreon, as, like, this month's video topic for people to vote for. So what I'm going to do is put up a vote where it could be Gwenpool that we talk about, could be Gwenom, it could be Gwen Stacy as in Ghost Spider, or it could be Gwen Stacy from 616, aka the fucking dead one.
The one who's dead.
The one who's dead. The actual, like, Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, the original. Like, never forget that moment in Amazing Spider-Man where, you know, Spider-Man tries to save Gwen, and his web turns into a little hand, and you know the director was like, yeah,
this is fucking cinema.
This is cinema.
a new...
Let's see Martin Scorsese say this is like a fucking theme park ride, shall we?
Oh, God, like, the fucking... Oh, no, the Itsy Bitsy Spider dubstep shit as well. Oh, God.
I hate this song.
Oh, fuck that second film. The first one I didn't mind.
Yeah.
And I like Andrew Garfield.
He was a good Spider-Man, but he carried that movie on his broad, rippling spider shoulders. Like, never forgetting that movie. The reason Uncle Ben dies is just because he's an arsehole.
Yeah, he, like, gets in the way, right?
Yeah. But he doesn't even get in the way in a way that's, like, interesting, like the Uncle Ben in the Raimi-verse, where he tries to talk Kane Marco. Not Kane Marco, that's the Juggernaut. I'd been a very different movie. Flint Marco.
Stop Juggernaut! No!
Can you imagine if Uncle Ben died trying to stop the Juggernaut? And that's how he died. You know, he does like the Kevin, was it now? Kevin Costner Superman just holding his hand out. And Juggernaut just obliterates him like A-Train does.
Dear, oh dear. But we'll go back to Jeffrey the Land Shark Carl, because I don't know too much about Jeff.
Do you think Jeff could beat the Juggernaut?
I don't know, because I don't know what his power set is other than yum, 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 just taking people off the edge.
Would that stop the Juggernaut, though?
That would stop the Juggernaut.
I am now in love with the idea of Uncle Ben being killed by the Juggernaut. It's like, can you imagine if Spider-Man just suddenly started a beef with Juggernaut?
Even the Juggernaut, I think Spider-Man just fucking bodies, right?
I don't know. It depends, like, Juggernaut can, like, bench the Earth. So have you ever seen, there's, I think there's, like, this character kills the Marvel Universe comics.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of those where they actually explore the idea of how fucking broken some superheroes are. And some villains, it's just that they seemingly are matched against the person who counteracts their powers exactly. Like, for example, Mysterio kills all the X-Men by going to the X-Mansion and just making Wolverine think all the X-Men are villains.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then Mysterio realises, wow, when I'm not fighting someone who has literal bullshit I can sense where you are powers, my powers are broken as fuck. And he makes, like Spider-Man, where like just they send someone after Spider-Man who doesn't care about his jokes or has no ego and they just beat the fuck out of him. Or like when Punisher kills the Marvel Universe and he just shoots Cyclops in the face. Because Cyclops isn't bulletproof.
Yeah.
And he's used to fighting people who don't want to kill him.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like the majority of people in Marvel aren't trying to kill each other. That's what like makes the Punisher interesting, is because like most people don't murder, whereas Frank is I don't care. I recently did a rewatch of season 2 and 3 of Daredevil because I'd seen season 1 like a couple of times already, and was like the whatever the Disney Plus one is called is coming out soon. I think is Born Again maybe.
Yeah, so they don't have to pay the showrunners, fun fact.
Yeah.
Because if you rebrand it as a new season, you don't have to pay people residuals. Yeah. The biggest villain of Marvel is Disney. Continue.
Every time when they're like, especially the first half of the season where they're really trying to like figure out who the Punisher is and stuff, it's like, oh well, why were you stupid enough to like take on the Punisher? It's like, I thought that things must have been made up. I thought I was safe with just a couple of guards or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it's literally that I just thought the stories about this dude were fucking exaggerated.
Yeah, because I didn't... When they told us that he cut his way through like 40 dudes with like military precision and every single person died with a single gunshot to the back of the head 2 seconds after he walked in, that has to be made up, right?
Yeah. And I just love the idea of like you get killed by Frank because you literally don't believe the stories.
You don't believe that anyone out there is that fucking insane, right? Surely he's got some surely he must be scared. Well, no, he's not scared. Well, surely he's got someone we can threaten him, right? Well, his family's dead. He must have a hobby. Well, his hobby is killing people.
What the hell are you doing? Hey, man, just take it easy. I'm just trying to make a buck.
And that's why I enjoyed the relationship between Kingpin and Frank in that show. It's just, well, Kingpin locks him in a corridor full of inmates and lets them all out and like, go ahead, murder him.
Yep.
And he just annihilates all of them, and he's like, I guess I'll just let you out and make a deal with you because I don't know how to deal with somebody like you.
I also like the idea of, like, with the Punisher, it shows what happens if these are people who are violent criminals versus somebody who knows how to kill people.
Yes.
And he's completely without restraint. It reminds me a little bit of Kingsman.
The
scene in the church where, like, Colin Firth goes apeshit. That was inspired by the director saying, well, they always talk about James Bond having a license to kill, and he's the most dangerous man in the world. And then you see him lazily karate chop a villain. What would happen if someone actually had that level of training and cut loose? And that's what that scene's supposed to demonstrate, of, like, why someone with James Bond's training, his gadgets, his skills, and his, like, lack of any remorse when killing people, just go into town on a room full of people who don't know how to fight.
Yeah, and what an excellent scene. As always, for about the 4th or 5th time on Wiki Weekends, here's the clip.
Thing is, though, like, it's so bad against the Punisher, though, right? It's like, you don't have any chance.
Yeah,
I always think of that dude at the start of, like, is it Punisher season 1 where he goes to Mexico and Franks gets with a fucking sniper rifle? It's like, hey, this 50 cal don't care about no jurisdiction.
We're talking about Jeff because of Marvel Rivals, and Karl, like, I'm having a lot of fun with Marvel Rivals.
I am, yes.
You are as well. Like, almost every day in our friend group chat, there's, like, a message from Karl, just, any rivals tonight, anyone?
This as well, because I'm not going out, like, drinking or anything during January, so I need something to distract me.
Of course, yeah. But it's just, like, it's so fun, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and at some point it might have to be that I stream it, because we're just having a really good time with it, but
Marvel Mondays
might have to happen. But, yeah, it's just, I would like to know in the comments everybody's mains, because I'm really interested to see, like, how toxic our community is when it comes to, like, Marvel Rivals players.
Oh, if everyone's, like, insta-locking DPS, like,
just without even checking team comp, just locking that DPS straight away.
I think my boy's got to be Thor now.
Really?
I learned his gimmick. I wasn't a fan of how he worked until I figured it out, and it's like, okay, there's something really satisfying. Like, I played a game the other day, and 3 times on the bounce, I got on Namor as he came out of the water bubble by just, like, slapping with Mjolnir in the face. There was just something so satisfying that clunk as Mjolnir just twats someone. That's so fucking funny. How about you, Lucas? Who's your boy?
Well, I don't have a boy. I have women, Karl, because like all of my mains happen to be women, and they are my tank. I can't remember the Marvel Rivals names for them, but my tank I play as Penny Parker, my DPS I play Scarlet Witch, and my healer I play Luna Snow.
There we go. Some good choices there.
And Karl, like, you play a lot of support, so who's your, like, current favourite support?
I just play whoever's needed most of the time. So I think Adam Warlock is one I like. I like the fact that he's just this pure golden man.
It's true.
I also like the fact he fires laser beams.
Does he? I really haven't really tried much of Adam Warlock yet.
He's a weird character. He's one of the few characters who has, like, a hit scan weapon, so you can just use it to shoot Iron Man out of the sky. So it's like weird how, like, just the healer is also really good at taking out Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is very useful when Iron Man just hovering in the back. And, you know, let us know who your main is, but if you're about to type Iron Fist, just leave. It's fine.
Just go.
Just leave. It's okay. You don't need to be here.
See, they should put in, like, the Iron Fist from the Marvel TV shows, and he should just fall over every time you press the right trigger to throw a punch.
Just standing around,
you should move your camera around so quick you can't tell what's going on. They've got to cut around how shit he is at fighting. In that vein, Lucas, is there a character you'd like to see in the game? 'Cause I would like to see the Juggernaut in there as a Vanguard.
I was thinking that when we mentioned the Juggernaut. I was like, oh, that would be really funny to see the Juggernaut.
But he's got to be really big.
The thing is, though, you've got to have a move where you start moving but can't stop it.
That's got to be his passive. His passive has got to be that he can never stop moving, so you have to constantly run around.
Like, you have to run around the spot, right?
Yeah. Like, he should get he'll get a buff to armor or something as long as he's moving in the same direction, but the longer you move in that direction, the longer it stays or something.
Yeah, and I think one that I'd really like to see is Mystique, because I'd love to have a character that plays similarly to the Spy from Team Fortress 2, where you, like, disguise yourself as someone, right?
What Loki should be, but it's not that great.
And no, it's not, and it's mainly used to, like, copy and ult for most people, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I would love to see Mystique trying to, like, pretend to be the other team members and get them from behind. God, that might be too toxic an idea to put in that game because there's so much going on, though.
Yeah, there's a few characters that I would like to see. Like another one would be like Nightcrawler, because I've always been a fan of Nightcrawler. Beast would be kind of fun.
Oh god, can you imagine how annoying Nightcrawler would be? Like, it's already annoying when Spider-Man's in your back trying to get you these healers. Like, oh.
I also think Cyclops could be fun if they incorporate that movement tech from X-Men 97.
Where you blast yourself backwards.
That needs to 100% be a thing you could do with Cyclops.
You can dodge left and right by just, like, doing the quick snipe. Yeah.
There needs to be, like, a system, if they ever introduce Cyclops, of he moves backwards when he fires if you overcharge his, like, beam or something, and you should be able to use that for movement.
I think one of his abilities should be a left or right dodge, and you just press the dodge button and he just fires the laser quickly to one side and just gets a little bit out of the way.
In my head, it's if you overcharge it and you can use a rocket jump.
Oh god, yeah, being able to rocket jump with it would be cool. Going back to Jeff the Land Shark here, Karl, because I'm interested in just the history. I know we normally focus on the powers and abilities. I do want to focus a bit more on the history of Jeff than that. Like, we'll get to powers and abilities too, but
yeah,
I'm just really intrigued because I know nothing about the origins of this character other than it's fucking cute. Jeff was among the land sharks created by MODOK, of course, following the fight against the Masters of Evil West Coast. I don't even know.
I like the idea that the Masters of Evil still respect East Coast, West Coast, like, rivalries. Do you think, like, they're like, West Coast is best coast, and that East Coast is Beast Coast, motherfucker?
But yeah, it just says Jeff was among a land shark created by MODOK, and then Jeff was adopted by Gwenpool during her time on the West Coast Avengers. Jeff later ended up with Elsa Bloodstone, who promised to always take care of him. However, Gwen transported Jeff to Gwenpool's island, where he stayed in her viewing box with her friends instead of being forced to fight. He then watched as Gwenpool fought and defeated the Hulk.
Well, that's the thing, like, Gwenpool has, like, medium awareness, so she's broken as fuck.
No, you don't need to tell them, because if people vote on our Patreon to hear about Gwenpool, then they'll find out what the fuck Gwenpool can do. She's broken enough to beat the Hulk. But then going back to Jeff, it says that Gwen decided afterwards to leave Jeff with Deadpool, which seems like a questionable choice. Doesn't seem like a responsible parent, Mr. Deadpool. But she had doubts that she would have a solo series again, causing her to be worried about his future. So yeah, she has media awareness of some kind and, like, was worried that if she didn't get another comic, then Jeff wouldn't be in comics anymore, so she gifted him to Deadpool. Like, I love that
because
as a meta
Deadpool's
joke.
more popular.
Yeah, that's a really good joke.
Yeah, when you have, like, medium awareness, oh fuck, if I don't appear in a comic anymore, I'm not.
Then poor Jeff. Yeah,
it's not his fault that his comics don't sell because he's not in a comic. He's just Jeff.
And then Jeff served as Deadpool's royal pet while he was king of Staten Island. Of course. And I love this next bit, Karl.
Go for it.
Once at a pool party, Jeff accidentally scared everyone away while swimming with only his fin above the water. When he re-emerged, he realised what had happened, and to prevent it from happening again, Jeff got a dolphin costume to swim around in.
See, this is the kind of stuff I'm glad we're bringing into comics now. I hate grimdark, shitty stuff so much. That's why, like, whenever we say, oh, they got a Venom symbiote, I normally sigh. Cause it's okay, you try to be edgy because it was 90s. Well, giving it to Jeff feels like it was just funny.
Yeah.
And Jeff has, like, there's a sense of humour around his character.
Once again, at some point when he was in the Netherlands, he had fun running on the field of tulips, but unfortunately he once again scared the locals with only his fin visible above the flowers. Imagine looking at a field of flowers and being like, there's a fucking shark in there. Jeff once stole Captain America's shield, Kate Bishop's trick arrows, Miles Morales' mask, Doctor Strange Eye of Agamotto, Falcon's wings, and Black Widow's gauntlets. He later used the items to ambush the heroes when they went searching for their missing items. He also somehow came across the Infinity Gauntlet and ate it along with other items, which
Do you know what I bet he did as well to get them? I bet it was like, yum, 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 yum.
Yum, yum.
Like, you know it was, right?
Yeah. And it says, like, this caused him to get a great stomach ache, forcing Kate to bring him to a doctor. Imagine being that vet. Like, I'm sorry, what happened? Oh, you ate the Infinity Gauntlet. Oh, you know that thing that Thanos annihilated half the universe with?
You'd be like, you'd be tickling his stomach and accidentally destroying half the fucking universe. Right? What's his power set? What could, like, if he beat, like, Captain America down a little bit?
I don't
What's he doing?
What's going on? There's something about zombiotes, which is zombie symbiote. But yeah, we're moving on to the powers and abilities here. Underwater breathing.
He was a shark, yeah.
He's a shark. He did have optic blasts, but that's a former power. Where it says, after ingesting a mystical stone that Doctor Strange had in his possession, Jeff gained the power to project beams out of his eyes. He later lost that power because he just vomited the stone back up.
I can respect it.
Imagine Cyclops doing that. I lost my eye beam stone. And then the only other ability Jeff has got here, I don't know how to say that's super Piscaine intelligence. So instead of superhuman.
A Piscine.
It's what, sorry?
A Piscine. He's an aquatic creature.
Piscine, okay.
Yes. I know that word because from Monster Hunter.
But yeah, super Piscine intelligence. So just, you know, the same as when someone's got superhuman intelligence, but Jeff's a land shark.
So he's smart for a shark.
He appears to be considerably smart, apparently. It says he chooses the role of being a house pet for convenience rather than the lack of capabilities to fend for himself. He also knows how to mix chemicals, accidentally replicating the effects of Pym particles.
Get wrecked, Hank Pym.
I mean, yeah. It does say accidentally, so he's not smart enough to know how to make Pym particles. He's just smart enough to
smart enough to recognise them.
Chemicals go together to accidentally make them. But I like the idea that it's like, yeah, he's clever because he acts like a domesticated animal. And that's basically what his powers are, because underwater breathing can't count as a power when you're a fucking shark.
It's that thing as well for Jeff of, hey, he's smart enough to realise that I'm cute and I'm going to take advantage of that to not have to work.
Mm-hmm. He's still like a powerful land shark created by MODOK, right? Like, he could probably join an Avengers team or something, like, just be one of, like, the jobbers in the back. Or I could just live in Deadpool's fucking Staten Island castle or whatever he had.
And I say no one's attacking Deadpool. No one goes after Deadpool. Like, Joe, people pay Deadpool off if they know he's after him because they know he's cheaper. Because they don't want to fight him.
I mean, he's cheaper than paying your life, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's like Taskmaster paid him off once, like, fuck this.
Yeah. Absolutely not. And just to end on here, Jeff owns plushies of both Lockjaw and Devil Dinosaur.
Hell yeah.
And I'm surprised he hasn't fucking ate them too. That is, though, one character I would love to see them somehow do. Devil Dinosaur, put them in Marvel Rivals.
Put a fucking dinosaur in it, I don't care. No, put that guy in who doesn't want to cure cancer, he wants to turn people into dinosaurs. Put the fucking jobbers in. I want to see Dr. Octopus. Like, there's so many characters they could do, and I can immediately think of a moveset for them. Like, Dr. Octopus would be fucking fantastic. Juggernaut.
I would really love seeing Devil Dinosaur's gimmick of, like, he's got a massive health pool, but he's also just fucking massive.
Yeah. So you could just shoot at him. Or Ant-Man. Turn into Giant Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, super turn into Giant Man for a minute, and it's like, no, like, the giant character like Sparking Zero or something.
It'd be just like Scarlet Witches, where the moment you activate it, you get insta-killed by the entire team.
Because they don't want to mess with Giant Man.
Just the amount of times I pop my super as a Scarlet Witch and I've not learned to be sneaky enough with it, and I'm just like, let's fucking go, and just killed second one.
Like Thanos would be a really good one, make him the gimmick who he's got to collect the 5 Infinity Stones, and when he does, he can click and delete the entire enemy team. But make it 50-50 where he can delete the enemy team or himself.
Make it so that it just kills like 6 people in the battle, not specifically your enemies, just kill 6 people.
Yeah, which would be annoying as fuck.
Could team wipe either team.
Yeah, but it'd be really annoying, but I can see that working. But make it a gimmick of you have to collect all 5 Infinity Stones throughout the battle and make that really difficult.
There are lots and lots and lots of Marvel heroes for them to pull from, and hopefully that game continues to keep adding like just a crap ton at an insane rate, because they're just like, fuck it, we've got China money.
We've got China money and we've got all of Marvel history to pull from.
Yes, yeah. Just think about the amount of Marvel characters that we've covered, and we like barely scratched the surface, Carl.
That was so like we've got a fucking Hugh McGrath can go in.
I just named 4 different types of Gwen that we can cover.
Yeah.
That we haven't touched
We've already
yet.
said that we're not. If we do, like, say for example, Sam Wilson, it's not going to be a skin; it'll be an entirely new character with moveset.
I really like the idea of them doing the current like movie version where it is Captain America plus Falcon wings. Like, give Sam that moveset of like a flying Captain America.
There's so many characters to pull from. I won't be mad at anyone they pick. I'd say if they put Dr. Octopus in tomorrow, I'd be like, fucking sick, Dr. Octopus is great. But if they went and put some goober in I've never heard of, like, you know what? That's a cool new character I can now learn more about.
I really want them to put Ghost Spider in, but I am just scared because both Venom and Spider-Man are really out of my play style. So I really want to play Ghost Spider, but I know that they're not going to be a character I probably enjoy playing, which makes me upset.
Yeah. Put MODOK in. He'd be so easy to headshot, right?
Just imagine playing as like Namor, where you're relying on headshots and a MODOK comes around the corner. He's like, yes!
They'd give him the helmet from the movie, and it'd be like, as soon as you knock that off, he takes double headshot damage or something. Again, you can immediately think of gameplay loops for all of these characters. That's how strong the identity of the game is.
Yeah, I really want Professor X in there, but in the wheelchair.
I've said that, yeah. Put him in the wheelchair and make his super he stands up. That's his super. There's a Marvel game, I forget which one it was, like one of those like Marvel Dimensions games, where you go and like you have a mind battle inside Professor X's head, and he's like level 99 and has unlimited like stamina and magic. He's like, who the fuck's gonna beat him in his own mind? And he can stand up in his head. In his own head, he just stands up and just kicks your ass.
I like the idea that even in his own head, he's in the wheelchair still.
But that's what you should give him his power of. Like, he just sends you into the mind dimension, he stands up and it's just karate. He's like, oh no!
Put him in, but make him a DPS hero who does like the wheelchair combos from that fighting game that he was in.
I can see him being in the game in like the floating bubble car, like just make it like the bubble car from the show, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh well, and if anyone says, well then the optics of the Punisher shooting a guy in a wheelchair is really bad. It's like, well, the optics of the Punisher shooting a Holocaust survivor in Magneto are still... Or the land shark who's 4 years old. Or Squirrel Girl who's 15.
Literal baby shark.
That's a game where you can go up behind Squirrel Girl and shotgun her in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm. And she's like a kid in the comics at least anyway, right? She's like 16 or something.
Depending on which version you look at. Or Spider-Man's a teenager, right? Depending on which version of Spider-Man it is.
True.
So just put Professor X in a wheelchair. It's so fucking funny.
Depending on what Spider-Man that is, I could believe that Spider-Man's like a veteran or Spider-Man on his first day. Because some people really don't know how to play Spider-Man.
And I will say, if they do that, please put the Juggernaut in. Because I've said it before, but it's my joke, so I'm saying it again. It will never stop being funny to me that Professor X, as one of his arch enemies, is the Juggernaut. And that's basically a battle between a man who can't walk versus a man who can never stop walking.
His ultimate can just be running through Uncle Ben.
But think, if you got Professor X, you could joke the team-up abilities. One of the team-up abilities is pushing the wheelchair. Well, that'd be great.
And on that note, thank you all for watching. Have a lovely day.
We'll see you all in Marvel Rivals.
Hell, goddamn yeah, we will.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Thank you to everyone that is still watching this video. We would like to end by just shouting out the people on the highest tier of our Patreon.
Yes, that level of support is very much appreciated, and as a result, we would like to specifically shout out the following people.
So shout out to Be of Awesome.
Say the line, Bart!
Be of Awesome.
And one, Dan Daly.
Well, pay the man.
Dan Daly.
We love you!
Shut up, baby, I know it.
And of course, Lam de Llama.
They'll cheer for anything. Watch.
And of course, Lam de Llama.
And we do apologise for any mistakes in pronunciation there. If we did make a mistake, please let us know on Patreon or over on our Discord, both of which you can find linked below.
Thanks again for your support, and I hope to see you all next time.
Cheers. Just don't want to go for, oh, hi, audience. You're my favourite Patreon subscriber.
Oh, I mean, you told me to kickstart the conversation, but
That's
if
true.
you want to open with that, then by all means, just start with that. Oh, hi.
I'm aware of the fact that people think I do a good Tommy Wiseau impression, by which I mean I do a terrible one, but how can you possibly do a worse impression than he did?
Yeah, how can you do Tommy Wiseau worse than Tommy Wiseau did in life?
In that movie, it's great. My favourite part of that movie is just like, oh, hi, doggy.
How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Speaking of our favourite customers, Carl.
Yes.
Should we get into the shout-outs? Because, like, these are maybe not our favourite customers, but these are the supporters that help us out the most. So they subscribe on the highest tier, and we need to shout them out every month to just show our appreciation for keeping the lights and mics on.
We don't need to, Lucas. We want to.
Of course.
A sentence I'm likely going to regret over the next, 30 seconds or so, because a standing offer, a gauntlet I have thrown down onto the floor for our entire audience is go to our Patreon, subscribe at the highest tier, and come up with the most unpronounceable name you can, just to watch us suffer. People have really taken that to heart this month.
Like, we've had to bring Google Translate into the mix at this point. Like, it's getting there.
Here's the thing. Google Translate is not helpful. Fuck you, AI. But our first shout out is for series of emojis, which I'm now going to read out as best I can. So, fire emoji, dragon emoji, gorilla emoji, guy doing this emoji, nails on fleek emoji can't be displayed because we copy pasted it into Discord, skull emoji, demon emoji, angry hat emoji cannot be displayed, 3 emojis in a row that are the eyes wide mouth face emojis, mushroom emoji, smiley face emoji, and hedgehog doing like a little jig.
Yeah, like, this has gone to incomprehensible levels at this point. But speaking of emojis...
we're up to hieroglyphics now. People are saying fucking hieroglyphics.
You were challenging people to bring hieroglyphics into the mix.
We called Wiki Weekends not the British Museum of Natural History. Right?
But yeah, we do have more emojis here, like ghost emoji, little ghost, and ghost emoji.
Yeah, that's a lot easier to pronounce than series of emojis that takes 30 to 40 seconds to say. But I do respect it.
Look what you've done! You've completely turned into ghosts! Which means I can finally do this!
And my day is not getting any easier because the next person who submitted their name in Nahuatl. A language I do not speak and I'm not familiar with, so let's give this a go, shall we? So, Tinakui, Horchata, Octilane, Tomi, Semasikapatia, Ta. Was that wrong? Was that offensive? Was that wrongly offensive?
I mean, that's always the worry, right? It's like...
Yo soy abogado. Yo soy abogado.
But currently I have a nice easy one, because it is to just say a special thanks to Split Screen. I was going to say I think Split Screen is referring to the moment where you realise that someone's screen watching you on GoldenEye and like, no!
When I saw someone screen watching, I just got mad and started throwing hands, and I realised that if my brother is watching my side of a screen while playing GoldenEye, he's not watching his balls.
You just...
Don't screen watch! The next person to shout out is Rosalindis Memphis, and I do need to apologise because this person has supported our Patreon for a while, and I keep trying to specifically put in a clip from the song Walking in Memphis, because that's the only song I'm aware of that has the word Memphis in it. I have tried putting in the original version. I tried putting in the Nightcore version. I tried putting in the version that, like, the German, like, techno band Scooter did. Every time it gets us, like, copyright struck. So I'm really sorry.
I was going to say, is this the song that, like, every month I see a copyright strike against then? Yeah.
From Mark Cohn, yeah. And every time, because I think I try and do a nice little personal shout out, either via video clip or the little conversation myself and Lucas have. We want to let all of our supporters know, who support us at this tier, we appreciate you. Here's a funny little bit.
Exactly.
That's like effectively sponsored by you. I can't do that for this person. I'm really sorry.
We'll continue trying, I guess. But yeah.
It's to the point where I'm thinking, should I just record it myself? If they're going to continue to be a supporter, just do a really bad cover of it.
And Karl, I know that this is going to be a little bit spoilerific for you.
Okay.
But for the next person, I do want you to put in a certain, like, a certain character. Maybe not a certain clip. But we are spotted once again by Lucille de Steele. And I've mentioned a couple of times, I don't know whether this is a One Piece reference of having D as, like, a middle initial. But I have recently watched an episode where Monkey D. Garp goes on the most rampages of rampages and shows off why they are the hero Garp. And if you can just any clip of Monkey D. Garp, just be Monkey D. Garp.
So the next person to shout out is Kicking Bucket, and then I can't decipher what they put here. So they put like a series of dots and dashes, and I'm not sure if it is, but it looks to me like, do you remember people use like those like keystrokes that aren't commonly seen on like a keyboard? So like show the little dude flipping the table.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It looks like that, but like more abstract, or it might be Loss. And if it's Loss, fucking well played for getting me with Loss.
I can see more flipping a table, so I guess just like, you know, put your favourite clip in on table flipping.
Oh, it's got to be something from Magic the Gathering, right?
Oh, God.
I don't understand how people with such an expensive hobby would dare to flip a table with their on. Like, it'd be like flipping the table with your newborn baby on it.
The baby's probably more reasonable, right? You can make another one of them.
You can make another one. You can't get another like Black Lotus, can you?
Anyway, speaking of babies, we've got to then shout out Fallopian Starship Return to the Womb.
Like, this name gets longer each month, and I'm starting to think they're trying to tell us a short story in the most abstract manner possible. Fallopian Starship, that's like, it's a name. The thing we mentioned in Wiki Weekends is band names. I would not buy that band's album, I'm sorry.
I'm a fan of, or used to be a fan, I haven't listened to them much in the past few years, but I'm a fan of Cobra Starship, so that's what it always reminds me of, like just the Starship being the second part of the name. And
you mentioned Cobra Starship, Lucas, and I just have to say, I'm putting in a picture of their like first album because it's just the 2010s distilled. I won't put a clip in because copyright. If Mark Cohen gets us, Cobra Starship certainly will, because I bet they've got no fucking money coming in anymore.
I think Cobra Starship might be an encapsulation of 2010s, like, you know, the pop punk movement.
Like, you know it's 2010s as fuck. I literally still have that haircut. Right? And I got this haircut in the 2010s. The next person to shout out is simply Daddy Grunt.
Which all I can imagine from that is the grunts from Halo, but just a big grunt. Just the daddy.
To be fair, like, did you ever play like Halo Wars?
No, well, I played a little bit of it, but not much.
So one of the DLC characters of Halo Wars and RTS,
was it a daddy grunt?
It was Yap Yap the Destroyer, who's like the grunt commander, and he's like the leader of the grunts, but his backstory is he didn't want to be, but no one else wanted to be harder than he didn't want to be, so by default he became the leader of the grunts. He's like, I don't want to be the leader of the grunts. Like, how noble and modest of you, leader of the grunts.
That is such grunt energy, that's perfect, yeah. Do you want to give us a riddle before I then go to Google Translate on this one?
I do, yes. So the final person to shout out before Lucas embarrasses himself so much is Be of Awesome. Okay, riddle time. What lies on the ground 100 feet in the air? Answer in my Patreon bio. We've not looked this up because I do like riddles. I'm not able to really figure out what this one is.
What weighs 6 ounces sits in a tree and is very dangerous.
A sparrow with a machine gun.
Yes, of course. Now,
it's a good riddle because I can't immediately tell what it is, and we don't want to take up too much of our audience's valuable time. But I do appreciate them sending a riddle. I'm unable to answer the riddle. Like, we're being honest. We could have looked it up. We could have pretended not to know and then like come up with it on the fly. We're being honest. We don't know the answer to that riddle. So thank you for, providing us with a little mind bender there that we can't figure out.
I mean, maybe the comments can guess the answer to the riddle, and then next month we can reveal it in the shout-out.
Yes.
The time has come. I've had to cheat and use Google Translate because this one was submitted in almost entirely either like kanji or katakana. I'm not sure which one it was, but in Japanese.
Spoilers, we don't read that language.
We don't.
Like, to me, I read that and think that is the name of like a video I listened to when I was an edgy teenager and like somehow fell into listening to Toho remixes. And it's just like, is that the name of like a Dematori song or something like that? So also, someone's going to lose their shit to that reference, and congratulations to that person. I'm
going to butcher the absolute hell out of this one. But I guess that's what we're here for, Karl. So, Atlin wa kimi ga kono rukasutu desu stranen ka Hideo Kojima Hideo no Butunda Kiaro made Tokushu Toga o Kami Kake Kaganana Hishi no Hatsuhon Shu to Shite Kara Mawari Suno o Kikikatu Kimi no Patron no Shoutoutu Wakuni Katakata Toroku Shita. So bear in mind, I got paid to say that. I tried. I am
also
sorry.
Keep in mind, Luke is the one who watches anime all the time. My Japanese pronunciation would be way worse.
That's a rough one, but we just fully appreciate the support, and that's why we're willing to make idiots of ourselves at the end of all these videos.
We also appreciate as well just the continued effort expended by our audience to troll us in ever more creative and interesting ways.
Goddamn, we need to slim these down because this is approaching a 20-minute recording mark.
It's fine.
A third of a video. Goddamn.
See you all next time.
Hell yeah.